afternoon, and konbanwa, wherever you are in the world. I am the idol to give you the wings to fly. Cyber Angel, Rita Kamishiro, at your service. Wow! Oh my gosh, it feels so great to say that again. I missed you all too. Oh my gosh, how is everyone doing? Quick, hug her. Oh my gosh, I love hugs. You all want to send some bread hugs in chat? I'll send some. Here, I'll send some. Group hug. Oh my gosh, of course. I love group hugs. I'm not going to deny a group hug. How's the volume sounding? How's the background music? I need to remember how to use OBS. My gosh. I know, I missed you all too. Oh my gosh. And thank you so much for joining us backstage as Idol Coach Karma. Or I guess, rejoining us. I see you're a platinum, bread gang. And Tristan, thank you so much for celebrating your 8 months as Idol Coach. I missed you, Rita. I'm doing great. I've gotten done with your cat test. Like, a test to, own a cat or something? What is that? Cat test. And I get to see you again. Well, I'm happy to hear that you're done with your test. I hope it went well. And I'm glad you all are here. I'm so excited to say hello again. Is that the real Rita I hear? Oh my gosh, what if it wasn't me? What if this is all just a pre-recorded stream? What would you do? Background music a little low? Oh my gosh, I haven't touched it in a while. Let me see. How's that? I don't want it to be too distracting, so let me know if it gets too loud. Okay, hold on. It might be that I'm too loud. C-A-T, they mean each letter. Oh, what does the letters in cat stand for? Oh, and thank you, Shiny, for... Oh my gosh, Shiny also getting back into the swing of modding. How do you feel? Oh my gosh. Did you enjoy your modding vacation? My goodness. I know, I missed you all so much. I have so many things to tell you all. And I was nervous that I wouldn't be able to remember a lot of it. So what I did is I made an ABCs of my trip to Japan slideshow. So maybe I'll forget a couple of stories here and there, but at least I'll have 26 things to talk about. I feel like there's so many little moments that, sometimes you just have to treasure those moments for yourself instead of being like, oh, I have to remember to talk about this. Let me write it down or something. But I think I covered a lot of stuff in my ABCs. So hopefully it'll encompass all of the things that I want to share. Yeah, it is a lot of things, huh? So you did work? I did do work. I'm sorry. But it wasn't on this. I did this today. I made the slideshow today. And I did do work, though. I didn't promise I wasn't going to do work because I knew I was going to do work. You know me. But it wasn't a lot. I didn't, because I wake up early. And, if things weren't open yet and, I needed something to do, I would, do work over breakfast. And, because I didn't want to just sit there and wait for things to open because I wake up early naturally. How was your trip? Oh my gosh. It was so... I want to tear up just thinking about it. But let me... In short, I feel like I've had multiple vacations over the course of my life. And I feel like I'm just so... I feel so lucky to be able to say that I have a job that I can go back to and want to look forward to going back to after vacation. Of course, I still wish I was vacationing, of course, but towards the end of it, and I'll tell a little bit why, because I got to hang out with a lot of PRISM members and a PRISM staff over the vacation. And, it was kind of towards the end of my trip that we got to do all that fun stuff. And I just thought, I just feel so lucky to be a part of this. I feel so lucky to have people that I look forward to meeting and hanging out with and doing work with and look forward to doing work with when I come back. So, I don't know. Is that so sweet? Oh my gosh. It was a dream come true. It really was. Because I've been to Japan before. I've been to Japan 2 other times. And... Gosh, wow, I feel like this time was just so different because there was people there that I was looking forward to, and I was like, making plans with, and I did spend a good chunk of my vacation alone. It was my first big solo travel, and a good chunk of it was me exploring by myself, and I'll talk a little bit about that. But a lot of it was also spending time with other people, and it just made me really happy. Did I buy any special editions of games while I was there? No, but I did do a lot of shopping, and I will tell you all about everything that I purchased because I was proxy shopping for a lot of people. I before I left, I asked all of my friends and my sisters. I said, "What do you want? What do you want?" And I'll go pick it up. Wow, and I'm glad I spent the past 2 years saving up. Otherwise, well, they were like, "Oh, I'll pay you back," and things like that. But I was a little nervous that I wouldn't be able to fit everything in my suitcase. Isn't that always the case, right? If you're going somewhere really big, then you kind of are the designated shopper. Save people a lot of shipping costs. You know what I mean? But welcome in, whether you're having a good day, a bad day, if you're not having a super fantastic day, I wish you the best. I have so many good vibes to share, so please have some of my good vibes. You all deserve it. I'm sure you all, these past 2 weeks may have been great or maybe not so great for you, so I hope that we can all have a fun time looking over these slides, and yeah, I hope you can really feel my good vacation vibes from this slideshow. And so it'll be a little bit out of order because it's going to be in ABC's orders. So it might make a little confusing sense. But here we go. ABC time. Oh my gosh. And of course, I'm really glad you all like the covers. So that's what I was working on during my vacation as I was finishing up some of the videos. If you haven't checked it out yet, I wanted to do something for you all while I was away. So every day that I didn't stream, I posted a cover, a TV-sized cover on the days that I didn't stream. Whoa. One of my wires moved. Did you hear that? There's a ghost. But anyway, I posted covers while I was away. I did appear on a stream. I appeared on an off collab with Iku and Aoi. It was on Iku's channel. It was really fun. We had like Kit Kats. We tried out Kit Kats. And afterwards we went to the Sento. It was really nice. We just, chatted and had fun. We also went to an izakaya beforehand. But that's part of the ABCs. I'm glad you all liked the stream. I really enjoyed it. Yeah. But here we go. Yeah, I'm glad I can share some of these good vibes with you all. So I'm glad I could help you all feel happy. That makes me happy. Here's the link to the off collab. Yeah! It was so fun. I had so much fun. Oh my gosh. Spoiler for I. Uh-oh. I spoiled the I letter for you all. Okay. I guess we'll start with letter A. Oh my gosh. What could it be? Letter A is for... Dun, 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 dun. Aniara City Bash. Oh my gosh. This one was so cool. So, Aniara City Bash is an Annie song concert. Is that how I would describe it? It's basically a concert where they have these artists who do Annie song appear and they sing. So the big name for me was True. Oh my gosh, True's vocals live. Huh. Wow. My gosh, that's all I had to say. Wow. I was on my feet. Well, I was on my feet the entire time because I wanted to, stand up and be a part of everything. So, Annie Era. Oh, that makes sense. Did you get up there and sing? Oh no, I was not on the stage. I was definitely an audience member. Who else was there? Rikaku Aida, Gakuto Kajiwara, Konami Suzuki. Oh my gosh, I really enjoyed Konami Suzuki. There was Spira Spika, and then Yu Serizawa was also there. I can't remember all of the songs, but oh my gosh, they were amazing. Such a good set list from each singer. And it was my first ever concert in Japan. It was my first ever concert in Japan. First ever J-pop concert. Hello, Toby! Hello! Oh my gosh. I saw that you were just streaming. I hope I was napping. I was sleeping. Oh my gosh. Welcome in. And this is a little bit of a spoiler, but Toby's also in my slideshow. You'll hear about it in the later letters. But it was really fun. Since there were some Sony artists there, Shogun was like, hey, do you want to come and watch the Anyara City Bash? And I said, yes, I do. And it was amazing. And I loved the vibes. It was very different from like a K-pop concert, because I've been to K-pop concerts before, but the vibes were amazing, all the same. Wow. It was so cool. Like, I loved, because I feel like, at K-pop concerts, they use light sticks and stuff, but they don't do like the coordinated, they don't do like wora or anything. So that was so cool. I really loved the energy. And in the back, because I was closer to the back, there was like, whenever like a song was really, well, they were all really high energy, but on some of the really high energy songs, they would like, for a moment I thought I heard Rita say spoilers. I did. Oh, wait. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. What spoilers? Oh no. Just kidding. So in the back, whenever there's like some high energy songs, there would be like a group of guys that would like come together. Because they weren't like all in the same group, but they would come together and they would like run around in circles, or they would like jump left and right. It was so fun and I really wanted to be a part of it. But I don't know. I feel like I didn't want to like interrupt their vibe. Yeah, that's why spoilers. Oh my gosh, but that's okay. You'll all eventually hear it. It's okay. It's a very casual slideshow, so if I share some spoilers, that's okay. But yeah, it was really fun. Wow. Oh my gosh. The whole time I was on my feet and I was like, I wish I brought a light stick. I wish I had a light stick. Gosh. Do I have a favorite Japanese band? Oh my gosh. Somebody also earlier asked, what's my favorite place in Japan so far? In answer to both questions, I really don't. I really can't pick. And I know that's kind of like an easy way out, but I really can't pick. I feel like every place that I've been to in Japan has been so wonderful. Also, I hope you don't mind. I'm gonna snack. I got a lot of snacks from when I was in Japan. I actually got a snack from Tobi-chan. It's like this sakura frog. Well, they're frog shaped, I think. I haven't opened it yet. I'm saving it. Oh, it's a kaeru manju. So they're like frog manju. And they're like sakura flavored. Isn't that so cute? Did I eat much before the stream? I had leftovers for breakfast. And I went to a coffee shop and got a pizza for lunch. So this is my dinner. This is a gift from Iku's mom. And it's like melon pan, crispy melon pan. Thank you for the frog emoji. Did I visit any gaming companies? Oh, I got to go to an arcade. It was so fun. I played a lot of the taiko drum game. Because they had an Idolish 7 song. Oh my gosh. A is for arcade. So I went to an arcade. I think 2 or 3 times I went to an arcade. And most of the time I was playing the taiko game. But I also tried a little bit of the crane games. And in my second try, I tried my first crane game I tried was an Idolish 7 one. And I didn't get the Yamato Nikaido one because it was oddly positioned. So I thought, that's not on me. That's on the machine. I can't. There's like physical limitations to the machine, and I know a lost cause when I see one. So I stepped away, and then I went to a Chainsaw Man one, and there was a little Aki plush, and I looked at it, I analyzed it, and I thought I can get this one. I absolutely can get this one. First try on that crane game, I got the Yaki plush. And I thought, wow, oh my gosh, I'm an expert. So I proceeded to walk around, and I think I got one other thing, but it was one of the easier ones. I know, oh my gosh. I know, I'm wow, oh my gosh, I'm an expert. Thank you for the congratulations. Yeah, one try. I walked around. I think the other one I got was a snack. I think that was my third thing that I tried. And then I thought, wow, I must be a crane game expert. So I went over to the harder ones. I think it was called... It's the one where... I think it's called UFO catchers. It's the one where you can only fix the X and the Y once. Which was really tough. I absolutely did not. I think I spent another like $10 on UFO catchers, and I did not get any. I did not get any of the UFO catcher game ones. I tried my luck. There was like a Lloyd Forger figure, and I don't know why I thought I was gonna be able to get that one, but I didn't. I think I tried that one twice, and then I gave up. Yeah, UFO is hard. It's difficult. If I can have the chance to like finagle with it a little bit more, then yes, I think I could do it. But I don't know if you've ever seen like the physics of UFO, like of crane games. You can actually set it to where sometimes like the tension on the crane will actually let go of your item. What did you get with the UFO? A Kirby? Wait, there's a lot of Kirby in this slideshow. Well, not a lot, but Kirby does show up in this slideshow. But not now. But yes, A is for Aniara City Bash, and A is for arcade as well. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's what makes UFO catchers so hard, is that you don't get to finagle. Favorite food from Japan? I'd have to say I really like the rice dishes. I had like a food where you like pour tea on it. That was really good. It was like a salmon sort of thingamabob. A is for Aoi. That too. Well, she shows up later in this presentation. That's for sure. Okay. Here we go. That's letter A. The next one, okay, it's gonna sound weird, but it's because this isn't really like common in the US. And I wish it was, because it's very relaxing. And that is B for baths. Obviously, I did not take any pictures. That's why I have the Irastoya picture here. And I have a couple of Irastoya pictures here and there if I didn't have a picture. But yeah, ofuro, yes. Just baths in general. They were so relaxing. I thought you were gonna say bidet. That's also very convenient as well. Did I go to the beach? No, I didn't get to go to the beach. It would have been a little too cold for the beach, no? And for those who just popped in, welcome in! We're just on letter B, so we just got started. I couldn't take bath photos in the bath. That'd be inappropriate. So, okay, let me try to think the different baths that I took. Because I went to an onsen with Iku. That was really relaxing. Oh my gosh, we can talk about the bath ghost. Oh my gosh. So, I got to do a lot of different stuff with Gen 1. One of the things I got to do with Iku, though, Iku's schedule was just a little bit more flexible, so I have a couple of more, like, I guess, plans with Iku. But we got to go, yeah, bath ghost, isn't that crazy? We went to an onsen, and it was like an outdoor, like, onsen. And we were so tired that day because we had, like, very outdoorsy plans that day, so we were so tired. And we were like, so I was like, I want to get us a nice accommodation with like a nice onsen. So, after a long day of outdoorsy stuff, we go over to the bathhouse and we're like walking in. And she goes like, oh, is there like another person here? Because there was like, I think like 2 sets of clothes aside from ours. And, we could see someone like moving around. And someone had just come out when we were going in. So like that was her stuff. But we were there alone, and like there was another set of clothes, and we thought, and like there was like movement outside. We were like, where's the other person? We opened it, and there was nobody there. And so we thought, oh my gosh, it's like the Chilla's Art game, bathhouse. Did we drink something warm when you got out? Iko would always drink milk after, and I know that's like a common thing, but I'm lactose intolerant, so my thing is apple juice. Yeah, it was a ghost. The bath ghost. Oh my gosh, I know. Isn't that spooky? So we think there was a bath ghost there in that bath. But she didn't bother us. That's okay. Maybe she was just wanting to enjoy a nice bath. But that one was really nice. It was really cold outside. So on the way to the outdoor bath area, I was like, oh my gosh, how are we going to survive? But the thing about like baths, like onsen, is that it's very hot. So, like, your body temperature goes up really, really high. So on the way back, it was actually really relaxing. Did you meet the toilet ghost? I did not. Thank goodness. Oh my gosh. Do you think that I was about to say it's like the box ghost? Like a hot tub? Yeah, it's like a hot tub. Are we sure Rita didn't get spirited away and the one here isn't the bath ghost? I don't know. Maybe. Oh my gosh. But it was really relaxing. And I actually got to have multiple baths. I went to Kyoto. Oh, that's a spoiler. K does for the K slide, it's not Kyoto. But I went to like a Sento there. Like my accommodation there had like a bath as well. That was really relaxing after a long day. I had a very packed day in Kyoto, and I'll talk a little bit about that later. Very packed day. Every time I sent someone my schedule, they'd look at like my different days and they'd go, Rita, are you gonna be okay? I'm a very athletic person. I exercise. I don't know if I exercise a lot, but I do move a lot. I like being outdoors. And so whenever I'd show somebody my like plan, they'd go like, are your feet gonna be okay? But I felt pretty good. I had like insoles that were really nice. And I think traveling alone too, you can kind of slow down whenever you want or speed up whenever you want. I can't imagine your poor Google Calendar. So I actually didn't have anything in my Google Calendar. I just had like a list of things that I wanted to do. And, you know, I just tried to check off all the stuff I wanted to do that day. So some days I'd start early or start late. And some days I didn't have a plan until the day up. So that was really fun. Another bath. I also went to the bath. I think. Oh yeah, I told you all. Iku, Aoi, and I went to the Sento after our off collab, and yeah, I think I took like 4 baths in my time there. 2 by myself. No, 1 by myself, and 3 with like friends. So it was really relaxing, and I wish I could take a bath again. Well, because my bath here is kind of old. And so I pretty much just take showers exclusively. But, oh gosh, I wish I could go to an onsen or something. Nothing super spontaneous. Well, I have some goofy stories to tell you all. So, the goofy stories will come later. They were very spontaneous. Is it more fun with friends? I guess so, because you all can talk about, like, your day and how things were. Yeah, but if going alone is also really nice, because you can just unwind and relax. Yeah. The best adventures are the ones you make that day. Exactly. Yeah, very goofy times. But B is for baths. Time to build one in your house. I don't own. Unfortunately. Oh my gosh. But yeah, B is for baths. That was a fun one. C is for cafes. Oh my gosh. So I went to 2 like character cafes, and then aside from that I went to like, what's it called? I went to like brunch, like regular cafes. So I know it was Kirby's 31st birthday. The whole year is Kirby's 31st birthday. I did not go to a maid cafe. I've also never been to a butler cafe, so maybe next time. No, I still haven't been to an animal cafe, so I'm gonna go next time. Next time I'll go to a maid cafe or a butler cafe or a cat cafe. But I went to the Kirby cafe, and I went to the Pokemon cafe. I went with friends, and it was so fun. The Pokemon cafe food was it was edible, so that's good. And Pikachu came out to dance, and wow, he was like dressed up like as a chef. So he was cooking like a chef. Like a 5-star Michelin. That's a Stray Kids reference. But the Kirby Cafe food was so delicious. So yummy. And wow. And like me and my friends, we like all took a bunch of pictures and we shared our food. And yeah, and I took away a bunch of like different, like, what's it called? Like cups and lunch boxes that came with like the meals. Oh yeah, 10 out of 10. it was edible from Rita is like a 2 out of 10. No! I ate everything. Well, I was actually kind of full because I had eaten like a quick snack beforehand because I went the whole day. Well, not the whole day, but I didn't eat that much that day because I wanted to save up for the Pokemon Cafe, but I was just so hungry, so I had a little tiny thing. So I had like a fourth of a parfait left, which isn't too bad in retrospect. But I ate like 90% of the food. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So I really enjoyed my time at the 2 cafes and the regular cafes too. You know, I think I went to a lot of cafes just to talk with people that I hung out with. So that was really nice. Delicious times, precious memories is a cute slogan. It really is. I really enjoyed it. Yeah. So C is for cafes. Went to Pokemon Cafe, went to Kirby Cafe, and then a couple of other regular cafes. I had a lot of fun, like, you know, just chatting and enjoying food. Trying to think of anything else. Pokemon Cafe was pretty, you know, chill. Aside from Pikachu coming out to dance. That was really cool. And then Kirby Cafe, oh my gosh, one of the things I had, it was like the drink set that I had, it was like different scientific containers, like they had beakers and like test tubes, and it was basically like Kirby's secret laboratory. And the staff would come over and they would like guide you through mixing the drink, the non-alcoholic drink. It's a Kirby Cafe. I feel like it's very like kid friendly. So, you know, he would say like, oh, you know, you pour this liquid into that liquid and you have like a little like tablet that adds the fizz to it. It was so fun. And it was such a fun time. Yeah, it was like a little science experiment. I also had this like Kirby Mogu Mogu lunchbox, and I got to take the lunchbox home. This was the dessert that I had, but we also, oh my gosh, there was like a Kirby car mode, you know, I guess a Kirby car mode dessert, and I went mouthful mode on that dessert. Absolutely, Kirby, yeah, I went full mouthful mode on the Kirby dessert, and yeah, it was just really delicious food overall. I really enjoyed it. But yeah, C is for cafe. How much Kirby stuff was in Japan? A lot. Yeah. But yeah, it was really delicious. If you ever get the chance to go, we asked the staff like how long like some of the things were, and they said like a lot of the like specials that they had there were like indefinite. They didn't know when it would like end. So go to the Kirby Cafe if you can. I think it should definitely be a thing for a while. I don't think Kirby's going anywhere. He's the ripe age of 31. He still has a long ways to go. I think Mario is like, what, 40? And he's still going strong. Yeah, you should go. It's really fun. But you have to get a reservation. Yeah. And welcome in for those who just popped in. Thanks for stopping by. The letter D is for Disney Sea! Oh my gosh. Okay, so, wow. I think this was like... Wow, this is one of the days where we walked a lot. I walked a lot, and I'll talk a little bit about how much I walked. But first, a little bite from my snack. You weren't expecting Disney Sea? Is it like, is there a space in Disney Sea, or is it, I think it's one word. I'm not sure. Why oh? I've never been to Disney Sea, so I wanted to go. And I got to go with Gen 1, so Gen 1 met me there at Disney Sea. So I didn't have to go alone. But it was very busy. And I'm glad I could, you know, have friends to go with. Because, you know, waiting in line, and I feel like waiting in line and hanging out with your friends is part of the fun of like Disney, because the lines can get pretty long. But if you're hanging out with your friends in line, it's pretty like the time, you know, was like, what's it called? Passing by really quickly. No space in between. Okay, that's what I thought. And Joe, thank you so much for this super chat. Chat misses you. I miss you. I missed you all too. Sigh. Glad you are back. Oh, I'm glad to be back. That's for sure. And is that why they say Disney's better with friends than family? Because the line chats? I'm not sure. I think Eagle was saying like Disney World, I guess. Is it Disney World or Disneyland? I'm not sure. Disney World is more for like little kids and like their parents. And Disney Sea has more of a vibe for like young adults. So, and I see it. I can totally see it. I feel like Disney World is more like magical, and then Disney Sea is more like exploration or something. I know, chomp chomps. Yeah, it's a melon, the crispy like melon punk that I got from Iku's mom. Mm. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. How many sea shenanigans did I get into? Let me pull up a list of the rides. Hold on. Disney Sea attractions. Did I like Disney Sea more than Universal Studios? That's tough. I really can't say for sure if I liked one more than the other. Yeah. But I'll talk a little bit about USJ when I get there. Ooh, spoiler. Sea nanigans. Oh my gosh. Yes, many sea nanigans. There was a lot of very interesting people. I think we talked about this at the off collab, but when we went to Tower of Terror, there was like we were talking about this group of people who went on Tower of Terror, and they were like saying because in Tower of Terror you scream a lot, right? Because you go up and down. And there was this one group that was saying a bunch of odd things, because normally you'd be like, oh my gosh. But instead they were screaming some very choice words on the ride. It was very funny. We brought that up during off collab. Oh my gosh. Well, I guess with Disney Sea you have people from all, walks of life, and you have all sorts of people. Oh my gosh. Iku was like afterwards, after the ride. Because the whole time I think I was just saying my usual oh my gosh the entire time. But Iku was like, Rita, the whole time you had like a vice grip on my... Because what we did is we did the holding hands challenge. Because like if you're like really, normally with like a scary ride, you'd want to hold on to like the ride and the chair itself. But if you want a challenge, right, you'd hold on to like each other. Because that way, you have the feeling of like your stomach dropping more easily. Because if you hold onto the ride, I think holding onto the ride grounds you a little bit more, right? So how did it go? It was Iku, me, Aoi, Meno, and I was hunkered down in my chair, and I had my arms were like linked with like Aoi and Iku, and I was holding onto their hand, and Iku was like, you had a vice grip on my arm, on my hand. But I successfully did the challenge. I did not let go. It was so fun. And we had a really good time. We also did Journey to the Center of the Earth. It was my first time ever going to Journey to the Center of the Earth. That was really fun. Yeah. I didn't want to lose the challenge because everyone was doing the holding hands challenge. So I didn't want to lose. We did Journey to the Center of the Earth. We did Raging Spirits. So I talked about Twilight Zone. I think we did the Indiana Jones adventure. Oh my gosh, the Sinbad storybook voyage. So this Sinbad ride, it's like a storybook ride. So you sit down like in this boat, and you go around this like little river. It's an indoor attraction, and you're like going around, and the river goes around, and there's like animatronics, and there's like music, and they tell you a story, the story of Sinbad's storybook voyage. And we were thinking of things to do kind of towards the end because we were getting kind of tired, and they were like, oh, we can go do Sinbad's storybook voyage. And I was like, what's that? And they're like, oh, well, you're gonna go, and it's pretty like not like a thrill ride. It wasn't. It was like a fun, relaxing storybook. But they were like, the same song repeats over the course of like 10 minutes. 10-15 minutes. So it's gonna be like really fun and interesting at first, but then you're gonna get sick and tired of the music. Maybe I didn't get sick and tired of it because it was my first time going to the Sinbad storybook voyage. But I think after the first 3 minutes, I was like, oh, I see what you mean now. About the song repeating. It was nice though, because each section had like a different part of the song. And since like, you'd stay in that section of the storybook, I guess for a little while, they'd repeat sections multiple times. And Carito, thank you so much for the super chat. Wish me luck for my Ruby AU fanfic. Best of luck, Krito. That sounds really fun. And Marco, thank you so much for the super chat. At least it was easy to remember. Yeah, the song lyric was like, Shinjite. I don't know how the melody goes. And then it goes, compass of your heart. Oh my gosh. You girls went to Japan, but it wasn't work related. I went to Japan. It was mostly a vacation. I did do a little bit of work, but that's okay. I like my work, so it's okay. I think 95% of it was vacation, and then 5% work. Oh, I'm happy that I could bring some positivity and energy to you all. We're only on the letter D. There's like 26 letters in the alphabet. Isn't that crazy? We're gonna be here for a while, so buckle in. The rides are different to the other. Well, I think there's some rides that are similar to other Disney ones, but there's some that are unique to just Disney Sea. Let me see what else. I think that's all that I can remember off the top of my head. We had some snacks there too. Let me see. Okay, we rode the railway that transported you across the park. That was really fun. We skipped out on soaring. We didn't do that one. The line was too long. Let's see. We got matching headbands. That was really cute. I learned about Duffy and Friends. I think that's only a Japan thing. But apparently Duffy is like Mickey Mouse's teddy bear. And so we all got matching Duffy and Friends headbands, which was really cute. I was Cookie Ann, if you must know. And now, now I'm a Cookie Ann fan. Let's see, what else? We didn't do Toy Story Mania. We decided to skip out on that. I think that's it. I think Raging Spirits was our last ride. Yeah, because it was at night. It was really cool at night. That was our last ride. It was really cool at night. I recommend, if you haven't tried Raging Spirits in the nighttime, I highly suggest it. What else? Oh, we skipped out on a lot of the aerial stuff, and because I think that whole area is more like kiddie stuff, so we kind of skipped around that. Yeah, in Journey to the Center of the Earth, we did trivia in the line. It was so fun. And I think between the four of us, we could be like a really strong how to, are you smarter than a 5th grader team. Rides with the view are always best for the nighttime. Yeah! It was really fun though, because we heard people like screaming and stuff. On the ride. Oh, on the wait when we were waiting to go. And we're like, oh my gosh, wow. And Iko was like, I don't know why they're yelling like that. It's really not that. It's really not that intense. And I was like, well, we'll see. I went on the ride and I was like, oh, I see what you mean. Because I'm a very I can't keep my reactions to myself. I'm very honest with my reactions. And on the ride, I think the first big drop, I was like, wow! And Iku laughed because she was like, that was quite the reaction. But I think at one point we both at the same time were like, wee! And we laughed at that. Oh my gosh. Because I think for that ride, it was me, Iku, and then Aoi Menno in the back. I think for Journey to the Center of the Earth, I rode with Menno. That was really fun. We switched around who rode with who. But it was really funny because it was like Mom and Dad and Cyber Sisters go to Disney Sea. Because they'd have announcements where it'd be like, parents, please keep watch over your children at all times. And Aoi and Iku would look at us. Children, are you okay? Yes, we're doing okay. Because I think Menno and I had very similar park energy, like the energy that we bring to a park. Because I think everyone has different park energy, and that that's okay because that's how you enjoy the theme park. I think Menno and I had very similar energies in how we enjoy theme park. At least Mom and Dad kept track of the kids. Yes, we did not get lost. Was I the mom in this situation? No, the mom friend role went to Iku, I think. Yeah. At least Menno didn't get lost. She did venture a lot. But we kept track of her. If they're going to be your parents and it falls on them to pay for your meals in the park, no. No, that was not the case. But yeah, Disney Sea was really fun. And I was like, bye. Wah. But I did get to see, I did get to see Gen 1 other times during my time that I was there. Rita not being mom preposterous. I have my other times. It was my turn. It was my turn to not be mom friend. Did I get to take any pictures with mascots? No, but I did take pictures of mascots while I was there. There was like a group of monkey mascots that were running around, and I took a picture of them. They were so funny. But that's D for Disney Sea. What is E? Oh, I know what E is. This is the silly one, a little bit of a short one, but E is for Enoden. So we had like a PRISM outing, like a PRISM staff and talents outing. It was so fun. So it was me, Gen 1, and some staff members. And we got to ride. We went to Kamakura. Is that what it's? Kamakura and Enoshima. And at Kamakura/Enoshima, they had this tram trolley called the Enoden, and it was really fun. It was my first time going like on a tram, and so there were other occasions where we were like this, but we were like Enoden. Oh my gosh, Shogun has such like dad energy, so we were like, thanks dad, a lot of the times. So the whole time we were like following behind Shogun and the rest of the staff, and we were like, Enoden. We were like ducklings in a line. and Shogun was like Papa Duck. And it was really nice. I really liked it. Lots of fun memories on the Enoden. You could ask, Iku Aoimedo about it. But it was just a nice, like, tram. I liked it. And, I think at one point, Aoi got like a boo-boo on her finger. And so we went to like a gift shop, and Iku bought Enoden Band-Aids. And we all got one Enoden Band-Aid. I haven't used mine yet. I kind of would be sad to use my Enoden Band-Aid. But of course, Aoi used her Enoden Band-Aid because she had a boo-boo on her finger. Yeah. Unfortunately, Aoi did get hurt on the outing, but everything turned out okay. And she has her Enoden Band-Aid, so it's okay. But that's a bit of a short one. But I had trouble thinking of what to put for E. So E is for Enoden. I guess E is also for Enoshima. Did anyone kiss the boo-boo? I don't know about that. But she did get an Enoden Band-Aid for her boo-boo. Yeah, unfortunately. But we were able, by the end of the day, we were all good to go. But at least that Enoden Band-Aid came in clutch. But E is for Enoden. A little bit of a short one, but F is for... Fushimi Inari Shrine. Okay, so this is going to start my conversations about Kyoto. So... I had a solo day in Kyoto, and thank goodness, because I had an action-packed day. There was 4 different places I wanted to visit, and you'll see them over the course of this slideshow, I guess. So, gosh, it's like, I think it was 4 big places, and I had one day to go to them all. And every single time I would share, I think this specific day that I did Kyoto by myself, this was the day that everyone would be like, are you gonna be okay? How are you gonna do all that? But I think I started my day around 6 or 7. Would you say that Japan is better with people who know their way around? Yeah, I would think so. But, oh my gosh, Shogun really came in clutch for my Japan trip, because I would ask him about a city, and he would give, like, a whole, like, presentation on it. Well, not actually. Well, in some cases, yes, actually. But for this, like, he, like, had a 30-minute meeting with me. Or was it an hour meeting? And he like talked through all the different places I could go in Kyoto, what stuff I could do on my hike and things like that. And so there was 4 big places I went to. And one of them was Fushimi Inari Shrine. And I didn't go all the way to the top. I had a friend who was like, I don't think it's worth going all the way to the top, especially if you'd been walking all day. And I was so tempted to go all the way to the top because, you know me, I love being outdoors and I love walking. And the hike actually the walk up wasn't very bad at all. But, my phone was dying and I thought I should be responsible. So I went up about 3/4 of the way. And I still feel like I got the experience because my goal was to get to a point where it was like I wanted to have at least 5 minutes of like silence in the mountain, because that's one of my favorite things about hiking and being outdoors is enjoying like the sounds of nature and quiet. And it was kind of like around 5 or 6 p.m. So it was like dark too. It was darker. No, it wasn't like night dark, but it was like early evening dark. And it was so peaceful. I really enjoyed it because the first like fourth of it, it's very loud. That's where all the people are kind of walking around. But the second fourth and the third fourth gets pretty quiet because I don't know. I think at that point it's the people who really want to just enjoy nature, and I wanted to have at least 5 minutes just to myself to like think and be with nature, and I really enjoyed it. It was a lovely time, and I highly recommend that you go. It was peaceful. I liked it. Shogun's still in CEO mode even when sightseeing. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you all about all of like the guides and stuff that Shogun like helped me with. My goodness, I guess it does really help that I had tips from someone who like knows their way around Japan. Nature walks are very peaceful. I agree. Yeah, I don't think I had any snacks while I was there. I think I just went to go enjoy it, and then I don't think I bought any souvenirs while I was there. You got lost there with your dead phone in the night setting at 5 p.m.? My phone was also dying at 5 p.m. I think I was like at 5%. And so I think my goal was like, I'm going to turn around at 3%. Because then I turned my phone into airplane mode, and then like I like didn't look at my phone at all. So that was why I was able to last for so long. Yeah, the stillness in the air. It's very peaceful. And I don't know, I like learning about, different cultures and, historical significance of different places. So there was this running joke whenever I hung out with like PRISM agents or PRISM staff. They would go, oh, here you go, Rita, here's a sign for you. Because I would always like, they'd be like, where did Rita go? If I ever ventured, because we all kind of ventured off sometimes, but not too far. But if I ever ventured off a little bit away from the group, it was always because I was looking for a sign. And so the joke is like, oh, if you're looking for Rita, just go find a sign and she'll be there reading it. Or sometimes they're like, hey, Rita, I found a sign for you to read. And, it was so nice of them. And that sounds like a horror story plot. Oh, you mean my phone being like at 5%? Yeah. Maybe I should have been a little bit more careful. But my battery pack, I didn't realize how small it was in terms of battery. I like that inside joke. Here's your side. Yeah. I learned a lot. And I'll talk a little bit. I learned a lot. It was oddly enough, I learned a lot about like the shogunate. And maybe that was just like a subconscious thing. What am I eating? Oh yeah. For those who didn't get to catch it, I'm eating like a crunchy melon palm that I got from Iku's mom. It's really delicious. Wow. So yummy. Did you need any special charger converters while there? Nope. It's the two-pronged ones. I think in the US, the two-pronged ones are also pretty common. So, I don't have any three-pronged, what's it called? Like, charging devices. I think all my three-pronged charging devices, like, I keep at home. But all of the stuff that I needed to bring with me were two-pronged. So, that's the crunchiest melon pan I ever did here. Yeah, so it's a crunchy version. It's really good. Yeah. F is for friends, the ones that we made along the way. Met someone interesting in Japan. So for the most part, I just met up with people there. But at the off collab, I think we talked about it at the off collab. Me, Aoi, and Iku. Oh, I'll tell the story later. You'll see it in the later. It's such a funny story. But if you were at the off collab, you heard the story already. But for the most part, I just went there to meet people I already knew. Yeah. For the most part. I think in the story that I'm going to tell later, that was the only like new person we got to talk to. That I got to talk to. But yeah, F is for Fushimi Nari Shrine. That's one of my, Kyoto places. There's three more Kyoto places. G is for, let's see, where's my slideshow? Dun, dun. Ghibli Museum! So I got to go to Ghibli Museum. And it was so fun. Unfortunately, you can't take photos inside. So here's the outside picture that I took of the Ghibli Museum. And thank you so much for celebrating your 15th month as Idol Coach, Iron Claw. Welcome back. Can't wait to see what I missed. I hope you all enjoy! We're only on letter G. Can you believe it? Out of 26 letters. The fact that you have a whole alphabet of this stuff is quite the testament to your trip and how much you got to do there. Right? I did have to kind of, finagle some of the letters, but I was able to get every single letter. But yeah, it was really nice. They had a really nice, short film there. Because there's short films that they've never released publicly that you can see there. So that was really cute. It was nice seeing, work that the studio worked on outside of their big feature films. The one that I got to watch, the staff, I don't know if the other ones were like this, but all the animator staff, they did the Foley for it. The entire thing. All the Foley, all the voice acting was done by the studio staff. So it was all people noises. Or people making Foley noises. So the cars were brrrr. It was Jelly Car Worlds. Yeah. Is Ghibli not a thing anymore? I think it's still very relevant. I think there was a lot of Ghibli stuff in Japan. It was not super busy, but I think it was pretty busy for a place like this. Yeah. No, it was pretty busy. But you had to get a reservation. It was very tough to get a reservation for this. My gosh. When I tried to get the reservation, the site crashed at first. And then I had to have some help from Japan side folks to get it. This big mall where you live has the statue of No Face with a fake train diorama? It's the only Ghibli thing around there, so this seems cool. It was so cool! My favorite Ghibli movie is Princess Mononoke, and I got to see... There was so many stained glass, and the different stained glass was themed after the different movies, and it was so gorgeous. You can't take photos? No. And what about sketches? I would love to just sit there and sketch out the Ghibli Museum. It was really nice. We went to the cafe and people watched. Yeah. Welcome back, Rita. Thank you, Wizard Lishu. Thank you so much for celebrating your 3rd month as Idol Coach. Yeah, Princess Mononoke is a really nice movie. It scared me a lot when I was younger, but I think when I watched it the second time when I was a little bit older, I really came to appreciate the theming. The nature versus man versus nature. And I really liked it because the quote unquote villain is very gray. There's no black and white. And because the lady who was very I guess anti-nature is the fastest way I can describe it. The things that she was doing was because she wanted to protect her people. So it was very it was very interesting dynamic. Yeah, it's my favorite. It's my favorite Ghibli movie. Yeah, I love it. Again, it used to scare me when I was younger, but I love nature. As you can tell probably by a lot of the things that I have to say. But, for that reason, it's one of my favorites. Yeah, I agree. All Ghibli productions have deep stories. Yeah. What else was there? Unfortunately, since I'm not a kid, I couldn't play on the cat bus, even though I really wanted to. I sat at the cafe and got to people watch, because it was a long day, so wanted to relax a little bit. And it was just really cool, and it was really nice seeing all the different exhibitions there. It was cool seeing oh yeah, because there was a permanent exhibition, and that's where you could see the different storyboards and the planning and the coloring, the whole process of creating the movie. And it was so cool because they had originals, cells that you could look at, and they had original storyboards that you could flip through. It was so cool. You're a kid at heart. I get that a lot. But also a lot of people say I'm very wise for my age. So, I don't know. I guess you gotta balance it out, I guess. But G is for Ghibli Museum. Yeah. I love museums. I think museums are my favorite things to do. But in previous trips, I've been to a lot of museums. So I wanted to like go to something other than a museum. But I did go to this one. I have preschool, kindergarten teacher energy. I've always thought about that. I feel like in another life I could have been a teacher. Maybe, who knows? Maybe like a long time later I'll be, a preschool or a kindergarten teacher. Who knows? I don't know. Would I be a good educator? I feel like I need to relearn things. Oh my gosh, like math or science. My goodness. Let's see here. H, oh my gosh. Okay, H is for hiking. So I got to go on a hike. Oh yeah, and I get to tell you all where we went. So I got to go hiking at Nico. So I got to, I met up with Iku and we got to go hiking in this place called Nico. And it was a lot colder than I expected. And we'll talk a little bit about that. But you know how earlier I was telling you all that Shogun was like writing guides for us? He wrote us a 33-page document for this hike. And because he's been hiking here before. And he wrote us a 33-page document about the hike. And like it had like, I know, that's a book. And so like he had like pictures, like IRL pictures, so we wouldn't get like lost. We could compare to things. He had like maps of like the overall trail, and he had like options. He was like, oh, if you're tired, you can, take the shorter route, or if you really want to go like for a long time, you can go around this way. And no, he didn't draw us a map, but he did find pictures online and like, found like cropped out the different pieces of the map. But it was very easy to follow, and I downloaded it to have it offline. And it was such a wonderful hike. And this was before we went to the onsen, Iku and I. And Iku kept saying, like, I'm so sorry if I slow you down. Like, I don't really hike a lot. But I enjoyed I think we kept apologizing to each other because Iku on one hand would be like, I'm so sorry, I'm slowing you down. And I was like, it's okay. It doesn't matter about how fast in the hike that we go. Like, as long as we're spending time together, that's what matters to me. But then I would apologize, like, I'm sorry if I'm going too fast. I don't want to, like, leave you alone. She's like, no, please go ahead. And, it was really fun. We both had a lot of fun. We both really enjoyed the experience. But things took a turn. So, we were prepared for some level of cold, right? Because we knew, we're going to be in the mountains. It's going to get pretty cold. And, Shogun was like, I think there might be a light chance of rain, but I think it's like mountain rain. So I think you'd be okay. So I brought like a windbreaker and things like that. We brought umbrellas. So we started the hike. And the hike that we took, I'll kind of tell you all a short version of the guide that, Shogun gave us. I know, please, Shogun, please, you're allowed to sleep. I know. I don't know how he has the time to do stuff like this, but I think it really just goes to show how much Shogun really cares about us as talents. And not just like, oh, I'm your boss and, you're my employees, but he really cares about us as people. And that's why I say, like, Shogun has dad energy. But yeah, so he wrote us a 33-page guide, and we started up at this onsen. And, he was like, start walking towards this lake. And, we took pictures of the lake. It was beautiful. The sun was shining. I loved it. It gave us so much warmth. And because at this point, Iku was already getting a little bit cold. And I kept offering her, like, do you want my jacket? Like, because I had two. I had two jackets and heat tech. And so at one point, it did get pretty warm because I move a lot when I hike. So I'd go ahead a little bit, walk back. I'd circle around, things like that. And that's how I keep myself warm. And, I was like offering her my jacket, but she's like, oh, no, I'm fine. But I really wish she had taken my jacket. She looked very cold. But we got to the lake, she took pictures, we took pictures. And then it was like, then you go around the lake here and you go to this pathway. You go over there and there's a sign. And I was like, Iku, I can't read it, but it looks like a bad sign. And she goes, uh-oh. And I said, why uh-oh? And she's like, it's closed because of the snow. And we look at each other and I go, no way. It's like the first 5 minutes of the 33-minute guide. And we go, oh no, what do we do? So, we text Shogun and we took a picture of the sign and we go, no way. And he goes, well, it's okay. I figured that might be the case. So I wrote a second option. And luckily, that was also a very beautiful hike. So that part was a more mountainous, I think, hike. So not as many paths. I think more ups and downs. The option 2 was kind of like they had a little bit more of a path. And it was by the lakeside. It was really nice. So we took a lot of lake pictures. I went down to the this again more Iku mom moment. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go down to the lakeside and like, cause there's a path that goes along the lake, but it's not super close to the bay, or I guess the lakeside, the bank, I guess, of the lake. So as Iku we were both going the same direction, but I like forked out a little bit so I can walk along the water side, so I could look for rocks, cool rocks. I didn't find any, unfortunately. They all kind of looked the same, but we met up at the very end, and we reached these falls, the top of these falls. I forgot the name of these falls. I think it's called, oh my gosh. Wait, let me consult the guide. Let me consult the guide real quickly. Oh my gosh. Very important stuff. Let me consult the guide. I'm not kidding. It's a 33-page guide. Let's see here. Here we go. Hiking guide. Oh my gosh. Okay, so like it has like, even before the guide map, it has like notes on prep. And it's like, make sure you have sturdy shoes to wear. Make sure you get a Japanese and an English version of the paper hiking map at the visitor center. And he was like, make sure you bring like water and snacks. Make sure you bring a jacket, a first aid kit, portable phone battery, a USB charger, a whistle, a compass, rain gear, and a flashlight. This is such a wonderful guide, and I was so happy. Oh my gosh. Very, very detailed. And I'm just, skimming the guides. And I'm skimming the prep here. And he was like, the total time for the hike is roughly this long. Based on the season, you might run into wildlife, don't walk around with open containers. Make sure you have a bear bell. And then he even outlined the trains we would take. Like this time you would go on this train, or you can go this time and go on this train. Oh my gosh. What kind of wildlife? I saw monkeys! I saw a family of monkeys. There was two big monkeys and a kid monkey, so I think they were like a family. Shogun is very big brain. Yeah. And it's such a lovely guide. Oh my gosh. Wow. Do I know the species? They had they're like gray or beige fur, and they had red faces. Let me search it up. Monkey Japanese. I don't know how to pronounce this. Macaques. Yeah. Those are the Japanese monkeys that I saw. Did I get to see snow monkeys? There was snow! So there's snow on the ground on this first part of the hike. And the first part of the hike was pretty warm. But at some point, it started to snow, and we did not expect it to snow. But it was magical. It was like a little winter wonderland. It was so beautiful. But we had to cut it short, obviously. We had to be responsible. We didn't want to get frostbite or anything. So we took the shorter route that Shogun, pointed out to us. But we still really enjoyed the hike. We got to see some beautiful landscapes. We got to see these falls. And wow, it was just a beauty. And it was really peaceful up there. Yeah. But I really enjoyed my time. Huge shout out to Shogun for making a 33-page guide for the hike. Because there was a bus ride up and then a bus ride down. And there was a lot of flowers too. Oh my gosh, the flowers are so pretty. And because it was still cold in Nikko, we also saw a lot of sakura. They were very pretty. Yeah, springtime snow is always a wonder, right? Yeah, I agree. I wasn't expecting that. We were expecting light mountain rain, which we did get a little bit of, but it was okay since we had windbreakers and coats and things like that, and umbrellas just in case. But we weren't expecting snow, so we did have to cut it short a little bit, but that's okay. It was still beautiful. Beautiful hike. But H is for hiking. I actually don't think this was the day that we did the most walking. I think some days we did more. But I think this was the most, outdoorsy walking that we got to do. And welcome in for those who are just popping in. How far into the the alphabet are we? A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Oh my gosh, we're only on 7 out of 26. But the hike was really nice. I feel like, there's so many things we could talk about, but some of those were just fun little moments I get to treasure in my head. Maybe I'll randomly remember them someday. But it was really nice. So thank you, Iku, for letting me drag you out to Nico to, hike. That was really fun. I know we're only on 7 and it's been an hour, so we're going to be here for a while. Let's see. The letter I is for... Oh, here we go. Okay. Letter I is for izakaya. So I got to go to izakaya a couple of times. With Iku, Aoi, it was really fun. We just got to eat good food and chat. But the one story specifically I wanted to talk about, we talked about at the off collab. Before stream. This is the reason why we were late, because it was a nice little mom and pop shop, and it was just like 2 people in the kitchen. So, we actually went there with quite a bit of time beforehand, but since they were running late, we didn't want to rush them or anything. So we just enjoyed our time there, and, even though the food took a little while, we had a nice time. And somebody asked earlier if I met anybody. So technically the 3 of us met somebody, and so we were all eating. And, it was just the 3 of us, and there was an empty seat next to me, because it was seating for 4, 2 on each side. And Iku, accidentally makes eye contact with, an old man, right across from us. And then they lock eyes and didn't think about it. It was just for, a microsecond. And then he, catches our attention, and he's like, "Hey, can I sit here?" In Japanese. And Iku's like, "What? Wait, here? Us? What do you need?" And we didn't get the chance to respond, but he, comes over and sits in the empty seat next to me. And he was just the friendliest old guy. And gosh, he was in his 70s or 80s. But he was inebriated, just to say the least. He was very inebriated. But he was very chipper. He was a fun time. And, he was like, "Oh, where are you from? What are you all doing here? How do you know each other?" And, because he was a little inebriated, so sometimes he would ask the same, question again. And, we would kind of giggle because he'd already asked that question. Or, one of the funny things was we asked him for his name, right? Because he was there for a while. He even bought us a round of drinks. Isn't that so nice? So, we asked him his name. And he told us his name. And he was telling us how his, name is, on the bathroom mirror for some reason. Because he's friends with, the owner. I think he was, classmates or something with the owner. I don't remember. The owner's, sister or something? I don't know. But he, knew the place. Knew the people there. And he was, telling us, "Oh, yeah, this is my name. It's, if you have any other friends or family who would, come hang out with me, talk to me, they can... My name is on the bathroom window, or they can come talk to me." And later we addressed him by his name, and he forgot that he told us his name, and he's like, "Did you go to the bathroom? Is that how you know my name?" It was so funny, but he was very cool. He was very happy to have people to talk to. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that was the case. Because he was by himself. I think he just wanted to talk and meet new people, and he was like, "Let's be friends," and it was really sweet. Yeah. And at one point he was like, "Yeah, we're all human." He was like, "We're all earthlings," I think is at one point he said. That was really funny. Except for then Iku was like, "Well, I'm an alien." I think that went over his head, but yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I hope he gets to talk to more people. I agree. Yeah, it's nice when things like that happen. I agree. Mm-hmm. She did say that, but I don't think he understood what she meant. Favorite drink? Oh my gosh! Iku introduced me to this lovely... So I don't really like the taste of alcohol. I do drink for special occasions, for parties, a celebration. So, but I don't like the taste of alcohol. I don't like, whiskey, but I do like, drinks that have fruit, or mixed drinks that are sweeter. But she introduced, because I love apple juice. Apple juice is my favorite, juice, I guess. A lot of people think that lemonade is my favorite juice because I drink a lot of Arnold Palmer's, but lemonade by itself is okay. Well, I'll drink lemonade by itself, but usually it's too sweet for me. But apple juice is my favorite. And she introduced me to this Ringo Chuhai. And it was so delicious. So that might be my new favorite drink. But yeah, it was really nice. The food was really good. And yeah, it was really nice. I had a lot of fun. I think I went to an izakaya twice, and they were both with Gen 1 folks. Yeah, really fun. But I is for izakaya. Yeah, Chuhai. Chuhai. So it's like shochu mixed with highball, I think is what it's called. I think it's a portmanteau of the two. But that was really nice. It was delicious. I really enjoyed it. But yes, I is for izakaya. What is K? Okay, this K is more of my Kyoto stuff. So, for these are pictures that I took, by the way. Not the Irastoya ones, of course. There's for the ones that I forgot to take pictures of. And I feel like at izakaya, you're talking and stuff, so it's tough to, I guess, find time to take pictures. Or remember to take pictures. Oh, J. Oh my gosh, I forgot J comes next in the alphabet. J is for Jinja. I went to a lot of temples. Yeah, so in the what's it called? In the PRISM outing, when we went to Kamakura, I actually went to a lot of temples. We went to a lot of temples. And let me see if I can pull up the document. Again, created by Shogun. So I can remember all the places that we went to. I'm sorry. So in the meantime, while I search, I'm gonna eat more melon pulp. I found it. Okay. Wow. Lots of crumbs. It's okay, I have a napkin. So, we did go to a shrine. It was the first stop. We got to see the big Buddha. We got to see, what is it called? The big Buddha at Kotokuin Temple. We also went to Hasei Temple. And then I also went to a couple of temples, I think, in Kyoto. And I think that's what this one is. Let me try to remember. So in Nikko, I went around the temples. And I think this one's a Rinnoji Temple. And so Shogun gave me a list of like temples and shrines to visit in Nikko. So this was one of his recommended. Yeah, great collections. I can't remember if this was specifically. Was this the photo of Rinnoji Temple, or was this Futara-san Shrine? I may have gotten the pictures mixed up. But I wrote down notes in my phone. But I might have gotten them mixed up. But I went to a lot of temples. It was really nice. I went and learned about, the different histories of the temples and the shrines. It was really nice. But J's for Jinja. And the reason why I put it in Japanese is because I was struggling to find something to put for letter J. I think at one of the shrines, we prayed for talent success together. That was really nice. And I got some omikuji for my sisters. Or not omikuji. I got the omamori, like, charms for my sisters. And we did, oh my gosh! We also did, I forget which shrine I did it at a couple of shrines and temples. We did the omikuji, and I did it twice overall. And I got, what's it called? I got big luck on 2 of them. Yeah. I did see a lot of Bleach stuff when I did some shopping. Yeah. Have I considered Joseph Joestar for J? I did see a lot of JoJo's. I'm curious what'll happen when he gets his Q or X. So, I think one of them are pretty obvious what they might be. You might not know now, but once we get there, you're gonna be like, oh, of course, this is what she puts for that letter. So, yeah. That was fun. Went to a lot of temples. Might have gotten the images mixed up here, but there was a lot of images to go through. K is for Kiyomizu-dera and Kinkakuji. So these were two other places that I went to in Kyoto. This is my photo. Isn't that such a nice photo? So Kiyomizu-dera was actually, and Kinkakuji were actually very busy. And despite that, it was still really nice. I was still able to enjoy learning about like the history, because I think these are all like culturally protected cultural like heritage sites. So there's a lot of like signs for me to read and learn about their history and like their restorations and things like that. Very pretty, thank you all. Oh my gosh. But it was nice, and even though they were kind of busy, I enjoyed looking at the architecture and learning about like the history of the restorations. But yeah, so this is Kiyomizu-dera, the photo. Kinkakuji, I had to pick one to represent both, and I didn't have any super picturesque photos of Kinkakuji. I feel like, there's like one or two photos you can get of Kinkakuji, and that's kind of summarizes all the photos that exist of Kinkakuji. And I bought some omamori there at Kinkakuji. Yeah, it was really nice. I think Kiyomizu-dera had a lot of like nature areas too surrounding it, which I really enjoyed. Did I go to Meiji Shrine? No, because I had been to Meiji Shrine before in previous travel, so I didn't want to like repeat things. I wanted to go to as many new places as possible. You've been to both? They were nice. Oh, I'm happy to hear that. They're lovely places, and you see them in pictures and stuff like that. But wow, in person, it's just a totally different ball game. But yes, K is for Kiyomizu-dera and Kinkakuji. That's 3 of my Kyoto places so far. I have one more place in Kyoto that I didn't talk about, which will be a later letter. Let's see here. H-I-J-K-L. I can do my alphabet. L is for Lake Unoko. So this was, again, part of the Nikko hike. This was one of the first sites that we saw. It was one of the first landmarks that Shogun had in our guide that we met. And it was a pretty big lake. And it pretty much was what defined the first half of our hike. So it was about like a 2 or 3 hour hike. And this defined like a good third or half of the hike. So this was actually the warmest part of the hike. And I don't know, it was really nice. I just have a lot of really nice memories, walking around. I can't remember exactly what stuff we talked about, but, Iku and I were just sharing memories and thoughts about things. And it was just really nice. I think, my favorite part about hiking is whenever I do hike with people is just spending time with them. It was a very gorgeous lake. We took a lot of photos. And yeah, we were just talking and having fun. I took a bunch of photos of the lake from different angles, and like I got to learn about like the geography of the area. So it's not about this area. I don't know if you can see that mountain in the distance, but later on, kind of like in this marsh area, I got to learn about the geological history, I guess is what you would say. When I sightsee, I love to learn about like the history and like inside. I'm a sign reader, okay? That's why it became a joke. Like, oh, Rita, I found a sign for you to read. And the marsh area was formed there's like 3 mountains. Originally, it was 2 mountains. Thousands of years ago. It was just 2 mountains, but another mountain emerged because of like volcanic activity. And they kind of created like an enclosure, right? So it was just two mountains on the left side, but then a mountain emerged on the right side. And because of that, there would be lots of rainfall that would fall into the central area. And a lot of that water couldn't, I guess, escape because of the creation of the new mountain. And so a lot of the water would just sit there. And it kind of created this ancient, like, marshland. So very, very cool stuff. I love learning about stuff like that when I go on hikes. Yeah, it's a very pretty mountain. And you could, like, see the snow. So there was a little bit, there wasn't too much snow on the path that we went. There was still like chunks of snow here and there. But if you looked at the mountain, there was so much snow. The 2 mountains had a baby mountain. Yeah! The 2 mountains had a baby mountain, exactly. So cool. But before that section, we got to enjoy Lake Unoko. Lake Unoko was a traveling partner for quite a while. It does sound mystical, right? You're the same? Some of your classmates didn't know why you kept asking them what species a tree was because I thought it was pretty. Yeah, I asked a lot of questions like, oh, what's the history of this? Like, what is that? What are they doing? You know, what is the significance of that? I just like learning. When I sightsee, I like to learn about, you know, the meaning behind things. Yeah. That was Lake Unoko. L is for Lake Unoko. HIJKLM is next. My goofy story. Okay, here is my goofy story. So, I had a free day. So I had 2 like free days where I didn't know, you know, what to do. And this day, this is a very goofy story, so buckle up. This day I decided, I was like, I'm gonna go through my Instagram saves and I'm gonna find something to do. And one of the first things that popped up, I kind of just scrolled through. I was like, let me put my finger on something, and whatever I lay my finger on will be what I do. And it was actually the Yokohama Shin Ramen Museum. So I went to that first. Amazing experience, by the way. A little bit crowded, with a very touristy spot, but it's the inside is kind of like a old Japan town, and you get to try different like ramen from different areas of Japan. It was really cool. I had like 2 or 3 mini bowls. It was really nice. They also have like dessert places you can walk around and enjoy. And since I was already in the area, I was like messaging, you know, my friends and figuring out things to do in the area since I was already there. And one of my friends was like, isn't that where Minato Mirai is? It's a really pretty place. I was like, you're right. And she goes, I think it's also the place in Given, if you've seen Given a little bit. Okay, spoiler alert for Given. My friend was like, isn't that the place in Given where they confessed? And I said, you're absolutely right. And so I thought, I'm going to make an anime pilgrimage. Because I'd never made an anime pilgrimage in Japan before. Technically, I have made an anime pilgrimage before. If you've ever seen Banana Fish, I went to the New York Public Library when I was visiting there one time. I didn't go in. I took a picture outside of the New York Public Library, and I was like, wow, first anime pilgrimage. But this was my second anime pilgrimage. How was the Red Brick Warehouse? Very pretty. You know, you see pictures of it, and, you know, there's only so much of it that you can get from pictures, but if you go up to it up close, it's really nice. And the inside is actually like cafes and like stores, and I actually spent a little bit of time there because of the goofiness of the story. So I went to the ramen museum, and then I took a train down to the closer to Minato Mirai. And that train station is about 10-15 minutes away from the Red Brick Warehouse is where I wanted to go. And by the time I got to the train station, because I knew it was going to rain a little bit, but I didn't know how badly it was going to rain. And by the time I got to that station, and Eternal, thank you so much for the 10 gifted. I hope those who got some backstage passes enjoy their time. By the time I got to the station near Minato Mirai, it was raining. And at that point, I had 2 choices. I could go back and call it a day, or I could make the 10-15 minute, trek over to the Red Brick Warehouses. And I thought I already walked that far, so I did it anyway. So it was on and off, but whenever the rain was on, it was pretty tough. I felt so bad. So Iku lent me an umbrella, because I had an umbrella, but she's like, "Oh, you should take this one because it's smaller. It would be more convenient to carry." I said, "Thank you very much. I'll gladly take it." Her umbrella broke. The wind was so strong, and I tried to close the umbrella when it got really, really strong, and just brave some of the rain on my own because I didn't want to break it because it was really, really strong winds. But it broke anyway, and I felt so bad. Ika was like, "It's fine. It was cheap anyway." But I felt so bad. She even bought me a new umbrella. I was so happy. Oh my gosh, she bought herself an umbrella, and then she bought me. Well, because I gave her mom my umbrella later, and she was like, "Well, you gave my umbrella mom. You gave my mom an umbrella, so I might as well buy you a new umbrella." And I thought, no, mine was only like $7 from a Family Mart or something. But I felt so bad. It was really goofy though because it was windy for everyone, of course. So there was like these two like high schoolers, I think. They were walking around, it was like still windy, and everyone had their umbrellas. But I guess his umbrella broke as well. But like the plastic had come off, but he was still holding like the shell of the umbrella up as if it was still like working. And it was the goofiest thing. Like him and his friend were just laughing about it, and he like held it up and he committed to it. He didn't like put it away, but he committed to holding that shell of an umbrella even though it didn't have the plastic on it. Yeah, so many goofy moments. But I braved the rain when I got to the red brick warehouse, and I had to I went to a cafe inside. I got myself a nice little drink while I was waiting for the rain to die down. And once the rain died down, and my phone was dying, and my Wi-Fi box was dying, but I was like, I need to commit. So I went out. I went out to this area, took a picture, and if you go search it up, I don't remember what episode it was. But again, spoiler alert, forgiven. This is where they confessed. And that's why I was like, okay, I'll go. Might as well. I'm in the area. And if you compare it, the images are pretty close. And yeah. Do they have plastic umbrellas overseas? Yeah, but not like the ones in like Japan. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Not like the ones they have in Japan. Him holding the shell of an umbrella and laughing is a great metaphor for life. Yeah, they were having fun. They were just joking around, just joshing. Yeah. But this is really fun. And I told Iku about it. I told Iku, Menno, and Aoi about it. And they were like, oh my gosh, I hope you still had fun. Like, I'm so sorry that it rained during your, solo excursion. And I'm very easy to entertain. I had such a fun time. I laughed a lot. I enjoyed my own company. And I think that's, the joy of solo traveling is that you can find yourself in goofy little situations and laugh about it. I had fun. I really enjoyed my solo excursion day. I was having my own anime moment. I think after this, I finally made it to the station, but then my Wi-Fi box died at the station, so I had to go to a Daiso and get a charger and charge my Wi-Fi box, and I made it back safely. Oh my gosh. But M is for Minato Minai. Isn't that such a goofy story? But LMN! Back to Kyoto. This is my last stop in Kyoto, which was Nijo Castle. This was actually my favorite spot to visit in Kyoto because two things. Because one, it was the least busy. So, I got to kind of just enjoy. If it got a little too loud, I would pop my earphones in, and then let the sound kind of die a little bit. But this one was really cool because there was a lot. Again, here we go with the inside joke. There was a lot of signs, and I really enjoyed reading the signs here. And so this is where I learned a lot about the history of the shogunate, because the Nijo Castle is actually the seat of where the shogunate began, and also when the shogunate ended. So it's kind of cool that it was the same place where it started and ended. And in the castle, they had little figures, so you could see how people sat in the different rooms, and you can kind of really see the scale of things. What's the benefit of the Wi-Fi box versus mobile data? So I couldn't get a eSIM because you have to unlock your phone or something like that. There was a lot of weird things that I couldn't do, so I had to get a Wi-Fi box. But I've used Wi-Fi boxes before when traveling in Japan, so not a big issue at all. I just didn't realize because this time around I spent a lot more time out, so I didn't realize that I would probably need more battery. I visited Shogun's house. Yes, so this was Nijo Castle. This is actually again another suggestion from Shogun, of course. They had these things called nightingale hallways, and the reason why it's called that is because when you walk on the wooden floors, it's constructed in a way that over time, the way they shift, the construction, it shifts, the wood shifts, and it sounds like birds when a lot of people step through it. Yeah, so I took my earphones out in those moments and I got to enjoy the earphones. But the gardens were really nice there. It was just really nice learning about the history. I also learned about the emblems, the imperial chrysanthemum crest, and then the shogunate, the Tokugawa shogunate hollyhock, the triple hollyhock crest. So very, very interesting history, very interesting, like, I guess, signs to read. I did go to Fushiminari, yes. I went to the 4 places I went to. I'm trying to remember the order. I know Fushiminari was last. I think Kinkakuji was first, then Nijo Castle, then Kiyomizu-dera, then Fushiminari. Yeah. Was Shogun inside playing Genshin? No. Oh my gosh. But so this was another one, a solo trip for me. Kyoto was a solo trip for me. It was really fun. I enjoyed it. Because it was so busy that I figured it would probably be best as a solo trip, right? But I think Nijo Castle is the end of my Kyoto travels. Yeah. Beautiful place. This is my favorite place to visit out of the 4. How could Shogun not be inside a Shogun's castle? Right? Oh my gosh, he should have been there. Oh my gosh. LMNO! What is O? Oh, I'm trying to think. Oh! This is cool. So I got to visit. So I got to hang out with staff at the Sony office. It was so cool. I don't really have much to say about this. I mean, I don't know how much I can say. So I'll keep this one brief, but I got to visit the office. I had lunch with staff. I had a meeting there. They showed me around in all the different rooms. And it was so cool. It was really nice. And I think the one thing I want to say about this, again, I don't want to spoil too much, I guess. The one thing I wanted to say is, did you get to go in and like, hey, I work here? I didn't want to bother anyone, so I just talked to staff. But I got to meet a lot of people, and I got to see everything. And I guess the one thing I want to say is, like, it was just really cool seeing everything in person. Because when you see, when you're at home and you're kind of in front of a desk, it's kind of hard, in front of your own desk at home, it's kind of hard to, like, really tangibly see what you're a part of, right? But you go into the office and you see all of the awards and all the project stuff. It's like, wow, I'm part of something super big. And I'm part of something super special. And everyone was just super excited about, me visiting. And they were super excited to see me. And they were super excited about PRISM Project and our future. And it was really nice. And here I thought it was going to be Osaka. Well, there may or may not be something Osaka related later. But yeah, I went there. I got a tour. We got some coffee there. And I had a meeting with my manager. And like my weekly meeting. So that was a little bit of work that I did. I had a regular weekly meeting there. But it was really fun. I really had a lot of fun. It was just nice, being reminded that like I'm part of something great. And we were doing a lot of cool stuff. And yeah. Get to see the work behind the curtains. Exactly! And everyone's so kind and so hardworking. And very chill. Because I feel like for the most part, like in Japan you would expect like office workers to be like in suits and stuff, but yeah, everyone was just like at the most business casual, and at the least like jeans and a nice t-shirt. Yeah, but always for office visit. It was really nice. I had a lot of fun. LMNOP. P. What is the letter P? Not PRISM Project, but this is again another short story. P is for Phasmophobia. yeah. The Sony music office was very chill, very laid back. But letter P is for Phasmophobia. So one of my earlier times that I went, so the first time I went to Japan, I never really took a train because it was kind of like a guided group thing. So we always took like a group bus. But the second time I went with friends, and we had this thing. We would always go Phasmo check. Because I think one time we forgot, and it wasn't like any sort of like, major, like, oh my gosh, I forgot. We had already traveled 30 minutes. We like walked 5 minutes away from our hotel. And it's like, oh no, I forgot my Phasmo. We had to go back. And from then on, me and my friends have this inside joke where we go, Phasmo check, yeah, it's like a transit card. It's pink, not green. Green is Suica, but this was the Irastoya picture that I had. But Phasmophobia struck once again because we actually were late. I was late to start the hike, which was fine because, a hike is very casual. There's not like a specific start time, but I was a little late to the hike because I accidentally left my Phasmo behind. So I had to go back and get it. But the other major instance of Phasmophobia Yeah, like a suica. Yeah, like a transit. So you can use that on trains and buses. And you can also use it like at convenience stores or vending machines. So the other major Phasmophobia one moment is we were during our like, I guess, staff and talents outing. And I don't know, because in the US we don't really have like transit cards. So, you know, I don't use transit cards. And I don't want to buy like a card holder that I would just use in Japan. So that was my only major Phasmophobia. And it wasn't even that bad. But the other instance was during the staff and talents outing. We were all really, really tired by the end of the day. And so, we, on the train, I think to dinner, we were all kind of just like sitting down, like leaning against each other. And we were all kind of like napping. And Aoi was like taking a nap on Iku's shoulder. And we got up for our stop for our dinner. And we stepped out. And I was like, Aoi, do you have your Phasmo? And the reason why I said that is because she happened to be holding hers. I think she was like getting something out of her. Because normally she has her Phasmo on like a card holder. And she had to take it out for some reason. And so she was holding it like in her lap, in her hand while she was napping. And I looked at her and I go, where's your Phasmo? And she goes like, because we had already all stepped out at the station. And she goes, oh, and I was like, because you were holding it, right? And she goes, oh, you're right. We all turn around and look into the train, and we're like, "Oh my gosh, there it is!" And so the closing doors sound already started playing, and we had like a quick time event. And like I forgot, I don't know if it was Aoi who jumped in or if it was like Menno because she was closest to the door. But one of us popped in and popped out, and the doors closed right after. And then Aoi looked at me and was like, "Rita, oh my gosh, like." You saved me. And I was like, the Phasmophobia is real. Like, I had a That's So Raven moment. I like looked, I had like the look. And, I envisioned like a timeline where like, where Aoi's like Phasmo got lost on the train. And then I got out of that little quick time event. It was crazy. Oh yeah, epic boss music playing. Absolutely. Dang indeed. Wow, another anime moment. But a couple of moments of Phasmophobia, and I thought I'd share that. So keep track of your Phasmo. Don't forget to Phasmo check, okay? Phasmo check is very real. Quick time events seem to follow you closely. First the dog, now this. Oh my gosh. Good thing I'm well trained. I'm so excited to play games again. I really missed Genshin. I really missed Keeping Up with Tears of Themis. I really missed playing Mass Effect. And don't think I missed Xiao's birthday. By the way, I did not forget, and now I've spoiled what the letter X is, but I'll talk a little bit about, how I celebrated Xiao's birthday, in the later slides. But yeah, P is for Phasmophobia. But because I think Xiao's birthday was like the second to last day that I was there. It was during staff and talents outing or something, or it was like the day after or the day before. I can't remember. But it was such a busy schedule, I can't remember. But it was towards like the end of my trip. Yeah. Can we leave it? Yeah, you can leave it in your wallet, but I was like nervous about like losing my wallet also. So I didn't want to like keep the two together, I guess. I don't know. Because if I lost my wallet, then I'd also lose my Phasmo. So I guess I don't know what my thinking was, but that was my thinking. That's letter P. Phasmophobia. Elemental P. Q. A couple of folks were wondering what I would do for Q, but a short one, quiet. I really enjoyed. I went and did a lot of outdoorsy stuff, so I really enjoyed a lot of the quiet that I got to experience. In the mountains, there was a really special kind of quiet. So sometimes, like the mountain wind would go through, and it'd be a really loud whoosh, and then immediately afterwards, it would just settle, and it would just be dead silent. And I really enjoyed that because, the hustle and bustle of the city is fun. And I'm a very, I love listening to music and stuff. So sound and music is a very, like, integral part of my day-to-day. But it was just, like, dead silent. It was very silent in the mountains. And I really appreciated that. And that's why I made it its own. And not because I struggled to put anything else for the queue. Of course not. But I really enjoyed it. And it wasn't just the big hike in Nikko, but anytime I got to spend, in nature by myself, outside and got to enjoy the quiet. I really appreciated. I think as a sightseer, I love being outside. Yeah. So Q is for quiet. What's this next one? Ooh. R is for Rinnoji Temple. So this was in Nikko as well. So this is one of the temples that I went to in Nikko. This one was really cool because they had these 3, I think it was 8-meter high golden like Buddha. And you can't really envision how tall they are until you go in, and we were allowed to take pictures, understandably. But they were big, they were very tall. And I learned more about like the main like devotions of like in Buddhist religion. It was very fascinating. And again, this was one of Shogun. So because Shogun made a huge like hiking document, and also in addition to that, this was part of this document was a list of temples and shrines to visit in Nikko. So this was one of his recommendations, and it was really nice. I really enjoyed learning about, you know, the history of the temple itself and, you know, the construction and things like that. Yeah, I wonder, I don't think I read any signs about whether or not it's pure metal or if it's gilded metal, but beautiful. Wow. Very intricate. Very intricate. But yeah, R is for Rinnoji Temple. Again, another Nikko temple. I feel like I don't have as many fun stories on my solo days because I am very, like, of course, quiet. There's not really anyone to talk to, but I just like to read and learn about things when I do solo days and walk around a lot. Yeah. R is for Rinnoji Temple. S. No, this is a fun one, and I made sure to ask if they were cool with me talking about it. But S is for sisters! So if you hopped into Tobi-chan's stream earlier, like right before this, you probably heard that I got to hang out with Nana and Tobi for a day. It was so fun. We all like met up for, I think brunch was the first thing that we did. And they all made time to see me, to you know, travel out and see me. Hello! Oh my gosh, Tobi's still here. Thanks for sticking around. I was lurking in your stream earlier after I woke up from my nap. But it was really fun. We had a lot of like food because we talk a lot. And I felt kind of bad because like Nana had to be our translator the entire time because I can like listen to Japanese. I can like understand a little bit of Japanese, but I struggle with speaking it. So if I couldn't say what I wanted to say, I would like look to Nana. And Nana would translate back and forth, but it was still a really fun time. I really enjoyed. Oh my gosh, I couldn't stop smiling. I was so happy. But they're so sweet. It was so fun spending time with them. And even though we had to do that like back and forth thing, we had a lot of like really fun like girl talk because we went to brunch, and then after brunch we like went and found like another cafe so we could keep talking, and then we did some shopping, and then we went to karaoke. And then Tobi-chan had to leave after karaoke, but then I got a quick dinner with Nana. And it was just a really fun time. Yeah, it was. Yeah, Nana's English is so good. And she kept saying, oh, sorry, my English isn't very good. No, her English is fantastic. Oh my gosh. But it was just so fun, like hanging out with them. And like, I feel like we were already, you know, there. I think of the Tozai family. I was already really close to Nana and Tobi before, but I feel like now we're just even closer. And you know, I feel like you can still be really strong friends with someone even if you've only met them online. But I don't know, I feel like getting to meet them in person was just like, oh, it was just a special, I guess, like milestone in our friendship. And I couldn't stop thinking about how lucky I was. And I don't know, I think after seeing them and seeing everyone else, like I just thought I'm so lucky, you know, that VTubing has brought me so much community and friendship, and I was just so lucky. They're just so wonderful, and I was so lucky to be in their presence. So they're both my Tozai siblings. We have a lot of siblings. But yeah, they you know, I think they're actually the first 2 of the siblings that I've ever gotten to meet and talk to. So maybe that's why they're the closest to me. because they were the first folks I ever got to talk to in the Tozai family. But yeah, that explains one tweet from Nana a week ago. That's so funny. Yeah, no, oh my gosh. Also, Nana is celebrating 5,000. So be sure to congratulate her. And subscribe to Nana and Toby Chang. And hello, welcome in, Raiders! Welcome in. We still welcome in, first of all. Welcome into the stream. If you're new to the channel, my name is Rita Kamishiro of PRISM Project, second generation. Idol trainee, Cyber Angel at your service. And I'm going over my trip to Japan. And I kind of made this like ABCs of my trip. And if you missed the other parts of it, you can go back and watch the VOD. Hello, VOD gang. By the way. And hello, Pina. Thank you for the raid. I hope you all had fun. Let's see. Combining your brain cells. How did that go? Did you all combine your brain cells together well enough? I hope it all worked out. Yeah. But we're on letter S. I got to meet my YouTuber sisters while I was traveling, and we had brunch. We chatted a lot. We just had, oh wow. Because I feel like whenever like you, a lot of people think that when you meet someone like in person, like people would expect it to be awkward, but I'm just like, I feel so like lucky. I feel like I could cry right now. I'll keep it in. What? It felt like maybe for like the first like 5 seconds it was like awkward, like is that like from the distance, like is that who I'm looking for? But it just felt like I knew everyone for like so long. It felt like I knew everyone for like my whole life, and it was just it felt so natural. And I was just so lucky to have like friends like that, and it made me really happy. And Pina, I'm glad you all had a fun time. Big brain, oh my gosh. I wish I was big brain. Rita can break any awkward moment with a hug. No, oh my gosh. I'm just an extrovert, what can I say? But karaoke was really fun. We had this like joke, this inside joke that like Nana's the rock star, because she said like, oh, you're very like diva-like when you sing your songs. I was like, wow, really? So the inside joke was that I was the diva, Nana was the rock star, because she has a very powerful voice. If you haven't heard Nana sing, very powerful voice. And Toby was our cute idol. If you also haven't heard Toby sing, you should totally check her out. We've all sung songs together. So I sung Happy Synthesizer. It was part of the Travel Tunes cover playlist. If you haven't checked that out, check my pin messages. I did a short cover every day I was gone. And then with Nana, she joined me for my Bleach cover project. We sung Veronica together. Yeah, Toby has a really cute voice, and she kept saying like, because we had like the score thing on, and she kept saying like, oh, don't look at my score. But no, she did it fantastically, and her voice is so cute. Yeah. But I had a really fun time. And wow, oh my gosh, the day went by so fast because we had so much fun. But S is for sisters, because I got to hang out with my Tozai family, some of my Tozai family siblings. And who knows, maybe in the future we'll get to hang out again. Also, I just realized I kind of doubled up on 2 of the letters, so if you didn't see any of the earlier ones, good. If you did see the earlier ones, ignore the fact that I put this next word in Japanese, but then I went ahead and put this word in English. T is for temple, so ignore that. I was rushing. Because the 2 letters I was struggling to find was L and J. And I was able to get Lake Unoko, but I was struggling a little bit with J, so I was like, Jinja, I don't think I've talked about temples yet. But I forgot, because this was one of the first ones that I did. Rita's singing voice was so beautiful that I felt like I was in a live concert. Oh, Toby said the nicest thing to me. I sung a Twice song. I sung Breakthrough. And she told me that like, wow, you sound like the original. You sound like the original track. And I was like, oh my gosh, stop. You're so sweet. But anyway, we're going to ignore the fact that I put Jinja earlier. But here's the picture. I guess I wanted to put other pictures of other temples that I didn't get the chance to put. But this is the Daibutsu. I've seen it like in textbooks before, so it was really cool seeing it in person. And like, so this actually went through a lot of like natural disasters. So like it went through an earthquake and a flood, and it was really interesting reading about the restoration history. But what was really cool was that you can go inside the daibutsu. So I also got to learn there was a sign inside. So we all, staff talents went inside, and they're like, Rita, there's a sign inside, because they went in first. And I was so excited, and we learned about like the construction techniques, because they don't use like nails and like things like that, or screws. It's all like a puzzle sort of thing. They kind of like slot into each other. There is some like, I guess like metal work around the neck, because they had to reinforce the neck area, because I think the daibutsu's head fell off during one of the natural disasters. So I read about the restoration history. Is very interesting. Yeah. It's okay if you have to stretch a bit to cover the whole alphabet in one Japan trip. Right, yeah! I had to make some artistic liberties. But yeah, so, yeah. I think it's shrines are Shinto and temples are Buddhist. I guess for the most part. That's what I noticed. So that was really cool. They had, what is it called, where it's almost like an autograph of the shrine. You can go to different shrines and get autographs. They had really pretty ones there. You're right, something like that. Yeah, I think because you can remember it, because shrine SH, Shinto SH. That's how I remember it. Yeah. So temples were really cool. I also went to Rinnoji Temple. I went to Hase Temple, and yeah, I went to a lot of shrines as well. Mm-hmm. T's for temples, because I went to a lot of them. What is QRSTU? Oh! This is a big one. U is for USJ! Wow! USJ was so fun. So I went to so many rides. I'll try to remember, all of them. But I went to, I think the big ones that I really enjoyed were the Jurassic Park ones and the Jujutsu Kaisen attraction. I think those are my big... I went to a bunch of other ones, but I think these are my highlights. I also went to Super Nintendo World. It was so cool. Very busy, though. So those are the three I'll highlight for now. The first thing I went to was this Jujutsu Kaisen 4D ride. And thank goodness I know a little bit of Japanese, because otherwise I would have been very confused. But it was a really cute... So it was about 20 minutes, so it was like an anime episode. But it was like a 4D anime episode. So your like seat moves and like there's like water and air. And so you were basically like tasked to go to this like one of the branches of the sorcery school in Osaka, because like the superintendent or principal was like corrupt. He was a corrupt dude. He was not great. And so in a nutshell, you go with the trio. And funny thing is, Gojo wasn't there because he was like, oh, I'm gonna go to USJ. You guys have fun and take care of things. I'm gonna go to USJ. Typical Gojo. So the three of them, the main trio, they go to the school in Osaka, and it's a lot of like battles and stuff. And it was just really funny. It was very silly. And then at the very end, so spoiler alert, if you wanted to go, this is what happens. At the very end, Gojo like comes back or joins them again, and he like has like a box of popcorn, and he has like a pair of shades from USJ, like souvenirs. He comes over and he like saves the day. And oh, there was also like one of the other students from the other schools. I forgot his name. He's the my brother like guy. I forgot his name. It says with a T. Why I knew it. I don't know why it's leaving my brain. It was the Kyoto school guy. His name, Toto. Yes, Toto. Yes, that's his name. Yeah, so he was there too. It was really cool. I think he was the only other of the Kyoto students that showed up. And so Gojo showed up at the very end, saved the day, and he like gave Itadori his box of popcorn, and he like gave Nobara like his shades, and they were like, okay, time to go into USJ. And then like It was so funny because then they were like, Uniba! They were like following Gojo over to Universal. And like right outside there was a gift shop attached to it. Of course, I had to buy something. But right outside the gift shop, they had the popcorn stand. They had the popcorn boxes that Gojo had in the episode. It was so cool. It was really fun. And yeah, spoiler alert for the ride, that's for sure. But that was like the first Jujutsu Kaisen thing that I did. And I will tell you about the rest after I get a bite of my melon punk. My crunchy melon punk. Mmm! 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 So yummy. Mmm. And again, for those who missed it, this was actually a gift from Miku's mom. I got so many gifts from all these different people. Everyone's so sweet. How is it still so crunchy? I mean, I would hope it was purchased, because it was made to be crunchy. And I would hope that she gave me like fresh food and not expired food. But I've never had crunchy melon pan before, so this is really cool and delicious. Mmm. Mmm. Wow. Delicious. But anyway, what else? Oh, there was a ride called Hollywood Dream, and you like listen to music on during the ride. And I went to the single rider line, and I thought you could go. I didn't realize there was two like tracks going, and one of the tracks you can just listen to music, and one of the songs was Kai Kai Kitan, and I was like, I want to listen to Kai Kai Kitan which is the Eve song, the Jujutsu Kaisen song. I wanted to go to that one, so I went through the single rider line thinking I could hop onto that one. But I found out towards the end of the line, I was like, oh, I think I'm on a different line for it's same tracks, but I think a different vehicle. And I was like a little disappointed because I thought, oh, I really wanted to listen to it. But they also had like a Jujutsu Kaisen track on this ride. It was the same roller coaster, but different cars with different songs. The fun one about this one is it was the ending song. So it's that you gotta move it. Yeah. Yeah, it's that song. It was the instrumental of that song. But the fun part was you listen to the instrumental of that song, but overlaying that is like the trio, right, of Itadori, Megumi, Nobara. They're like, it's as if they're sitting next to you. And basically, the entire time, they're reacting to the roller coaster with you. So it was really fun because I was going by myself. I was a solo, traveler that day. And it was like, all, there would be like an incline, and they'd be like, oh, I'm nervous, I'm not ready, oh my gosh. And then we would go down the ride, and they would go, wah, wah. And like, it was really funny because Nobara and Itadori were very like, oh my gosh, ah, ah. And then Megumi was just very subdued compared to them. It was really funny. And they would be like, oh, this upcoming part I'm really nervous about. Or like at the very end, they'd be like, oh, I really enjoyed this part. What was your favorite part? And then I think like Gojo showed up at the very end. I don't know why or how, but it was really fun. Yeah, it's like they were keeping you company. And I'm actually kind of glad now that I made it onto that track because it was very fun. I think it was a very unique experience. Because I've been on to like a roller coaster where you listen to music before, but I'd never had that experience before where like they kind of have like the voice actors like reacting to it. So it was like you were with the characters. So cool. Those two were really cool. They also had like Jujutsu Kaisen like food. I didn't want to buy all of them obviously because they were very expensive. So I bought one meal. It was like a Nanami Kento themed meal. And then I just bought like a soda. But they also had like a Megumi like themed drink. It was like a lemon lime something or other. And then they had like an Itadori, what was it? A cake maybe? Yeah, because it had like one of the little designs on the cake was like the Sukuna like mouth. And then Nobara's was like a tart, like a strawberry tart. It had like it had chocolate like a chocolate like nail in it. I thought that was cute. And then they had the Nanami Kento, like it was like a sandwich. Yeah, it was like a sandwich and a cracker and then a salad. And then, you know, I got it so I could take a picture. It was really delicious. I really liked it. What else was there? Oh, I really enjoyed the Jurassic Park rides. So the Jurassic Park ride, I forgot, like, this one, like, you would get soaked. And so, when we went down the part that had the water, because you, like, there's a decline, there's, like, a fall. And then there's, like, a water, you get hit by water, obviously, because you rush into the water. And so, by the time we hit the bottom, in order to avoid getting wet, I, like, thank goodness, I'm athletic. I just, like, sat up. I air squatted for the duration of the ending of the ride. And it's not very long, because that's the ending of the ride. You go down, you crash into the water, and then you just wait to leave the ride. So it wasn't very long. So I was, like, gripping onto the sides and, like, air squatting because I didn't want to get my pants wet. It wasn't that bad because I had something to grip onto, which was, like, the sides of the chair. But that was really fun. I think my favorite ride overall, though, was the flying dragon, I think is what it's called, or the flying dinosaur. Because you, like, your shoulders get strapped back. You're sitting in a chair, yes, but your shoulders get strapped back and you lay forward. And it's really, I think it was my first or second time doing a ride like that before. But they had loops in it and it was so cool. I think I've definitely been on, like, a shoulder ride before. But I think that was my first, like, loopy shoulder ride. So we did these big loops and it was so cool. And I loved the adrenaline. It's really awesome. Yeah, I think so. My three big ones that were my highlights were the Jujutsu Kaisen stuff, the Jurassic Park stuff, and then the Super Nintendo World. It was very busy, and I got there towards the end of the day. So most of my stuff there was just enjoying the sights. I think things were starting to close, but I also got to do this Mario Kart ride where, like, you put these goggles on and then you, like, it's like a shooter, I guess, and you can, like, see, like, all of, like, the AR, like, you know, they had, like, Mario and Luigi and, like, Bowser, and you had to, like, shoot the shells. Yeah. How much food did you... I actually didn't eat food at Mario World. I just had the Nanami Kento set meal. Oh, no, I had pizza, and then I had the Nanami Kento set meal. But I didn't get food there. It was very, very busy, but I enjoyed the sights. The Mario Kart one was fun, so there's 8 players. It's like one car against another, and I got second. And the kiddo sitting next to me got third. So that's all I remember. I don't know who else was who. Super Nintendo World sounds pretty cool, but are they making a Nintendo 64 World? I don't know, maybe. Did I see Toadstool Cafe? No, but I saw Toad, I saw Mario, and I saw Luigi. It was so cool. But yeah, USJ was really fun. I stayed there pretty much the whole day. I didn't think I was going to stay that long. But it wasn't that the lines were long. The lines were actually very short. I don't think any of the wait times were over 100 minutes. And a lot of the rides had single rider lines. And I think the shortest wait that I had was like 5 minutes for one of the Jurassic Park rides. Yeah. Single rider line is really... Because what I do sometimes, like, even if I go in a group, sometimes I'll do single rider for a small group. Because it'd be like an hour or so of talking with your friends, right? And then it would just be a quick ride, you know. And, you know, you don't really talk on rides. You just, like, enjoy it. And then afterward, we'd walk. But single rider line is the way to go. But that's letter U. USJ was really fun. I bought myself a little treat. I got, like, a bag, a purse there. And you don't get to go sit together, but it's way faster. Yes. Yeah, so that is a sacrifice you have to make. But it really depends on the people you go with and how many people. But, like, I went to Universal once with like 2 of my friends. And so we thought, oh, we might as well just single rider line it because we can just talk together in line and then... Yeah, it really depends on like the group of people and how you enjoy things. So it really depends, but for me and my friends, and especially since I was a solo this time around, very worth it. But U is for USJ. Oh my gosh, we're nearing the end. How sad is that? Wow, I can't believe it's been 2 hours. It really doesn't feel like that. TUV. Ah, okay, this one's another quick one. V is for VTubers. It was just, I knew that VTubers, of course, are more popular in Japan, but it was crazy to see how big it was. And it made me like think to myself, like, wow, I really am part of something big. And because, you know, you'd go to the stores and you'd see all the merch for like the big VTubers there. And then I saw like this sign, like it was so cute, success and happiness for VTubers. And like I would see like VTuber ads everywhere. Yeah, VTuber ads. And it was just really cool because it just reminded me like, oh, I'm part of something big. And I'm just glad that there's a lot of love for VTubers, no matter what size you are. So, you know, if you have fun being a VTuber, you know, keep on doing what you love. If you enjoy watching VTubers, like keep having fun. You know, thank you for all of your support. And I just wanted to, I just thought it was so cool, you know, because I feel like in the US, VTubers aren't like by no means close to the mainstream. Because you know, not in Japan, like not everyone obviously watches anime or VTubers, but they're definitely a lot more close to mainstream than in the US. So it was just really cool, you know, seeing everyone's like love and support for it. And the fact that you can even find like VTuber stuff at a store, like an Animate or something, was really cool. So yeah, it was awesome. So V is for VTubers. TUVW. Oh, here we go. So W is for, here we go, for walking. So this average is for 1 week. And that's just for 1 week. And look at this one. This day was like, I think around 36,000 steps. Yeah. 20K, yeah. 20K average. Oh my gosh, could you imagine? Oh, I know, sheesh, indeed. Oh my gosh. But I think, yeah, this, I don't know, I took the dates out. I guess I didn't include it in the screenshot or the crop. I think I was trying really hard to fit it all into this circle. But yeah, I think this day was about 36,000. And a lot of people were like, are you okay? This schedule has a lot of walking in it. But I'm a very outdoorsy person. I love walking. But yeah, do expect to be walking a lot. Buy some insoles or something. Yeah. Yeah, I think JP in Japan, you'll expect to be walking a lot. Especially if you're a tourist. All that's left is X, Y, and Z. There was a lot of inclines. I did go up a lot. Especially in the mountain. Well, we took them... In the mountains, we took a bus up and then we walked down. But I did walk a lot of stairs. That's for sure. You must have some serious leg muscle. I guess so. I think I'm stronger in the legs than I am in the arms. When would we expect walking a lot? Yeah, that is true. I do enjoy walking a lot. But it was really nice. I now I'm back to like my 3,000 steps a day, if it's a good day. I don't know what my average is outside of like sightseeing. I'll have to go look it up. But I did a lot of walking. Oh, all that's left is X, Y, and Z, the letters. I thought you were talking about like the direction of how I walked. But I did go up a lot in walking. And now letter X. And I think, you know, you all could expect what this is going to be. Jerry Mons and Rita's still winning arm wrestling with eBay. Oh yeah, because she was telling me like, I think Gen 1's first collab, they started this tradition of like doing arm wrestling to see who's like stronger. So they were like, Rita, you need to arm wrestle us. Well, I only arm wrestled Iku because they said, oh, Iku was stronger than Menno and Aoi, so I didn't need to, you know, arm wrestle Aoi or something. So I arm wrestled Iku, and Iku was like, oh, it was an easy victory. But no, the beginning there it was a little tough, yeah. So I think Iku's still pretty strong. But X and Y are kind of similar. And it's goofy. This image doesn't encapsulate everything I bought. This image is only the non-reflective things. I couldn't take a picture of the things that were reflective, like can badges and keychains. But keep in mind, there's a lot more of this that I'm not showing on stream. I can only show these ones because they don't make reflections. But X is for Xiao merch, and this is how I celebrated Xiao's birthday. I made a serious and continuous lapse of judgment in the anime merch stores. I think I bought more Yamato merch than I bought Xiao merch. I think there was more like Idolish 7 merch. But I think aside from these two, I also bought like a print and a pin. they were pretty cheap because I think I went to like a secondhand store for this and the Idol 7 merch. And wow, oh my gosh, they were very affordable. So I have these two, and then I bought like a tiny print. It's like a photo card almost. And then a button. And then Iko also gave me a bunch of Shao merch too. I wish I could take pictures of those. But yeah, the birthday boy. So his birthday is April 17th. One of my last days there. And so I celebrated by buying merch. And I made a serious and continuous lapse of judgment in, purchasing all of the stuff. So there was a Shao merch. And then I really went to town with the Yamato merch. So again, this is nowhere near the amount of stuff that I bought. I think I bought like three or four pins. No, 2 or 3 pins. A Yamato keychain. The look around. I added more stuff to my Ita bag. I also bought like a towel. Like a muffler, towel, Ryunosuke. I also got a standee of Yamato. I got a photo card of Ryunosuke. And then I got a couple of other things. I got a couple of Paradox Live photo cards. I got, I think I got one Hypnosis Mic photo card. And then I have like a given print. It's really cute. It's a panel from the manga. Spoiler alert, it's after the arc with Akihiko and, oh my gosh, why am I forgetting his name? He's my favorite. But it's a manga panel, and it's one of my favorites because it's after Haruki. I don't know why it took me that long to remember, but it's Akihiko and Haruki, and they're like laying down on a rooftop and they're having like a picnic, I guess. Well, they have like a blanket laid out and they're like cloud watching and they're like talking, and it's a really cute panel. I really like it because it was the end of like their arc, and they went through a lot in their arc. A lot of sad stuff. But yeah, it was really fun going and shopping for other people. Of course, I had to go shop for other people too. So I also got some K-pop stuff. I got myself and my friend who played Tears of Themis, we got matching Tears of Themis keychains. I got her Marius. I got my Artem keychain. I also got her a Marius standee. And who did I buy more of? Shao or Yamato? Yamato, because there was a bigger selection of Idol 7 merch. Because there was a lot more Genshin merch, but I still think Shao isn't as popular as people think he is. Because I have a friend who's not really into Genshin, and she was like, oh, Shao's probably one of the more popular ones, right? And contrary to popular belief, I feel like he's not really... I think Diluc is one of the more popular ones. Diluc, Child. They tend to be more the popular male characters. Yeah, it's a bit of a shock, isn't it? I think Toma is another one of the more popular male characters. Ayato is one of the more popular male characters. But I don't know, I guess it made it all the more special when I did find a Shao merch that I liked. So yeah, definitely bought more Yamato merch. So I definitely added more to my Yamato Ita bag, which I wish I could take pictures of, but there is a lot of reflective surfaces on my Yamato merch. But why? What is Z? Oh, Z is a really normal. Z is a really normal one. But yeah, I bought a lot of stuff for people. Bought Pokemon stuff for the bread loaves. So next time I babysit them, I can go give them their gifts. What else? I got some All Saints Street stickers. That was really cool to find merch of. Yeah. You're surprised because the VA for Shao is pretty popular. I'm surprised too. Like, I think I saw mostly of the male characters. Of the female characters, I think the most popular was Raiden Shogun. And like Barbara and like Xiangling, I think. If I can remember correctly. But of the male characters, the most popular ones were like Ayato, Toma, Diluc for sure. Diluc was definitely one of the more popular ones. But yeah. And now we're at the last letter. Could you believe it? Wow. Oh my gosh. You thought Genshin had a big boom over in Japan? There is a lot of Genshin stuff, but remember there's a lot of characters, so, it's tough to find a good balance for all of them. But the letter Z is Zoo! I went to Ueno Zoo. This was my first time going to Ueno Zoo. And I got to see the two pandas. They were so cute. And we had a little moment where they like looked at me, but I wasn't taking... I don't like to take too many pictures when I'm like enjoying like nature and things like that. Just because I get kind of like caught up in, in like looking at everything. But so I didn't get to take a picture or video of this moment, but I had a moment with one of the pandas. He like stopped and like looked at me and like nodded or something and then walked away. So we had a little moment. It was really fun. They were big. They're called giant pandas for a reason. Wave Master, thank you for celebrating your 15 months as idol coach. Did I bring snacks for the Archangels? You all can have some of this crunchy melon punk. Here, let's all take a bite together. Mmm. Mmm. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, so this was Ueno Zoo. They had a hippopotamus named Moto Moto, and that made me laugh because you know how in Madagascar, what's that one clip where they go, Moto, I think Moto likes you. So I thought that was pretty funny. There was also a lot of animals there that I'd never seen before. They had the Japanese monkeys there, and they had a scale in their, exhibition. So whenever a monkey would crawl over and hang out on it, you could see how much they weigh. I know, the panda's so cute. Yeah, Moto was big and chunky. Hippos are very big in like real life. Because I don't think I've ever seen a hippo. Well, maybe it's been a while since I've seen a hippo in real life. Because I was just like, wow, they're really that big. But Ueno Zoo was so cool. They had such a wide range of animals. I think it was the first time I've seen a rhino before. It was funny because I saw the rhino and then this is a little silly. The first thing I thought of was, isn't there like a let me search this up. Isn't there a Tony Hawk's Pro Skater map? The Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4 map where you go to the zoo and I think there's like, you can like skate in the like exhibits. And like one of the things was like, you can actually like, what's it called? You can, what do you call it when you like do the rail grind? You can like, instead of a rail, you can go over the back of a rhino. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4 maps. Levels, here we go. Let's see. Carnival? Zoo! It's just zoo. Yeah. Hippos are incredibly tanky and dangerous. I'd rather swim with a croc instead of a hippo. Oh my gosh. I think I did see a crocodile there. I can't remember. All you needed was the animal singing the Move It song. Oh my gosh, I'm pulling up the zoo map right now in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4. Wow, what a memory! Oh my gosh. I wish they made a Tony Hawk's 4 remake instead of just 1 and 2. Beggars can't be choosers, I get. But yeah, I saw the rhino. They also had like an aquarium exhibit. They had flamingos. Hyper, thank you so much for this super chat. More like fit Kamishiro. Am I right? Also, Okairi, thank you. Oh my gosh, thank you for the warm welcome. Yeah, I guess I'm pretty fit. I'm pretty clumsy though. So I don't think I could ever like actually learn how to skateboard. Oh, the zoo says it is the last unlockable level through career progression, as the last 2 stages must be bought in order to unlock, or can be unlocked using a cheat. Wow. Let me see. Mini games and hidden items. Oh, here we go. Okay, none of them are the rhino ones, but you can go into the hippo exhibit. And you can go into the giraffe exhibit. Oh, yeah! Yeah, if you go into one of the exhibits, I remember playing this mini game. If you go into an exhibit and you click a button, you open this up mini game where you have to dodge the monkeys throwing poop at you. It's a really silly mini game. There's also one with birds and you have to catch the falling eggs. But yeah, I remember there was a rhino exhibit in the Tony. I'm pretty sure, was it rhino or hippos? Did I get the chance to feed the animals? I did not. I did not get the chance to feed the animals. Can you rail grind in a giraffe's neck? That sounds dangerous, because that'd be a very steep incline. Yeah. I'm surprised they went that over the top before Underground. Let me see what the other maps are on Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4. There was London, San Francisco, Alcatraz, Shipyard, Carnival, Zoo, Little Big World. I don't know what that is, but those are the different maps. I remember Shipyard because Shipyard had the custom skater challenge, and it was pretty tough. It was really tough. I remember trying to do, because like you had to basically there was a course throughout the entire shipyard and you had to rail grind the entire thing. And it's really tough because you have to somehow keep your momentum up throughout the entire thing. Because if you rail grind for too long, you start losing your momentum and you have to like do a jump or a flip or something to gain more. And it was so tough because I get really, really close to the end and then I'd lose my momentum. And like it'd be really finicky, you know, because you have to press the buttons at the right time so that you do start. Because some of the railing were like on the floor. So you had to be really careful because sometimes you would accidentally like be off by a couple of like inches and then you'd hit the floor and then you'd have to start over. Yeah. But fun memories. But speaking of fun memories, that's it. Isn't that crazy? I know. I feel like there's so many other things I could talk about, but they're stored away in my noggin. Time to play Tony Hawk again. Oh my gosh. I need to remember how to play the game again. I have the game. I should probably play it. Even if it's just on my own time. Yeah, I'm glad you all thought it was some great stories. That makes me happy. We can always, you know, if you all have any questions about my trip, you all can ask me during super chat reading and stuff. But if you had lots of fun, thanks for tuning in. This is my first stream of the week. If you haven't checked out my schedule yet, we're going to be catching up on a lot of games I haven't gotten to play in a while. And yeah, as Shiny said, thanks for watching. We are going to be reading some super chats and chatting for a little bit. You know, if you want to tune in for our next stream, it's going to be Genshin Impact. I've been waiting since the 3.6 release came out. I was on vacation when it came out, and I've been waiting to play. Because I'm going to roll for both Kaveh and Alhaitham, so it's going to be an interesting 2 weeks trying to get both. I may have to start spending money on Genshin again, but you know what? That's okay. That is A-okay. But isn't Kaveh a 4-star? Or is it Baijo that's a 4-star? Because I want both Baijo and Kaveh. Rita itching to get those dailies done. I had so much fun on my trip, I didn't do any dailies. I was just so busy, it had so much fun, I didn't get to do any dailies. Do I have Nahida? I can't remember. Maybe on a different account, I'm not sure. Kaveh is a 4-star, thank goodness. Thank goodness. My gosh. My friend, you know the friend who I said doesn't play Genshin but really likes Alhaitham, also really likes Kaveh now. Because I keep telling her about the story and like all the different things, and she's like, I like this character. I like this character. But I tried to find like Alhaitham merch and I tried to find Kaveh merch for her, but couldn't find any. So I just got her. I think they're just too new. I got her Marius von Hagen merch instead from Tears of Phoenix. Exactly. That's how you know you had fun. You stopped doing your daily. Yeah. But yeah, I had a lot of fun talking about this trip with you all, and I missed you all. And I know you all missed me, and I hope you all enjoyed all my stories. But if you're heading out for the day, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. So let's get to some chatting, shall we? Let's go to super chat reading. Dun, 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 dun. Hi. Wow, I'm so close to the camera. I knew you all wanted a hug, so I got a little bit closer to the camera. I know, I missed you all so much. I missed you all so much. I missed hanging out with you all, and I missed seeing everyone's chats and stuff. It was really nice though for the premieres. It was nice talking with everyone because it was morning for me when they came out. So I'd get to start my mornings off with everyone, and then I'd get to go do my things. I was always like commuting though in the mornings, but on the days where I wasn't traveling, you know, it was nice to stay in a little bit and see everyone's messages during the premieres. Yeah, I wanted to visit as much as possible. So sometimes my Wi-Fi was kind of spotty on the train, but I tried to tune in as much as I could. Yeah, I missed you all so much. But as we read super chats, you all let me know if you have any other like questions or things you want to know about my trip. Maybe it'll drum up some memories. Yeah. But Karma110, thank you again for joining us again backstage as Idol Coach. I hope you've enjoyed being a Platinum Bread Gang member. Yum, yum, yum. Yum. Tristan, Stephen. Welcome backstage again as Idol Coach for your 8th month. I missed you, Rita. I'm doing great. I've gotten done with my cat test, and I get to see you again. Well, welcome back. I missed you all. It's nice to see you all, and we have lots of fun to catch up on. Isn't that right? Ren says, I'm actually going to go to the Philippines and possibly Japan starting next year. Have fun! That sounds like a lot of fun. Sounds like fun travels. Thank you so much for a travel stream. Of course! My pleasure. As always, thank you for hanging out with me. Oh my god. Joe, thank you so much for the super chat. Chat misses you. I miss you. Sigh. Glad you are back. And again, I am so glad to be back. I miss you all. I miss streaming. I miss playing games. Miss, being, doing work in PRISM. Rito, thank you so much for the super chat. Wish me luck for my Ruby AU fanfic, Rita. Wow! Again, wow. I hope it goes well. Is it like a multi-chapter or is it like a solo chapter? What is it? And what AU? Like modern? That sounds pretty cool. Marco, thank you so much for the super chat. And Ironclaw, thank you so much for celebrating your 15th month as Idol Coach. Welcome back, Rita. Can't wait to see what I missed. What was your favorite part? Everyone, let me know what your favorite part of the slideshow was. I'm very curious. Have I managed to finish the questline with Jet and Babel yet? No, I didn't. Probably not. Because I think right after my last Genshin stream, I was just on the go, getting ready for Japan and, getting all of my stuff ready. Like my work sorted before I left. Yeah. But maybe I'll finish it soon. Do I have to in order to explore the new desert areas? We might have to do that tomorrow. Let's see. Wizardly, thank you so much for celebrating your 3rd month as Idol Coach. Welcome back, Rita, and again, thank you all so much for the warm welcomes. I really appreciate that. You like the sibling slide? Oh, me too. I really like that slide. Let's see here. Eternal, thank you so much for the 10 gifted. Hope you enjoy your backstage passes if you got one. Your favorite slides were the merch and hiking trip. Yeah, those were fun ones. Oh my gosh. There's so much desert to go through. It's kind of exciting getting lost in the desert. Well, I guess not actually, but in the game it is. A lot of people really like the siblings in the merch one. Why do you like the merch one? Is it just nice seeing what I go shopping for? Hearing about the bathhouse goes. Oh yeah, the bath goes. Wave Master, thank you so much for celebrating 15 months as Idol Coach. Did you all bring snacks for the Archangels? Did you all like the crunch of the crunchy melon pang? I know I did. It was delicious. I hope you all enjoyed. For my part, I liked it since you get what you wanted. Yeah, it was nice because I think the first half of my trip, I was really focused on getting everything that my friends were asking for. But I think towards the end, I really started to kind of like, oh, I forgot to get myself some stuff. Give us more crunch, of course. I'm actually kind of peckish. I need to go grocery shopping because I forgot that, I got rid of my groceries before I left and now I came back and I have no food. Yummy. Yum, yum, yum. Let's see here. Hyper Epsilon, thank you so much for your super chat. More like Fit a Kamishiro. Am I right? Also, Okairi, thank you for the warm welcome. Yeah, I like to move and groove. I like to move it, as they say. Walking, hiking, all that stuff. So I had some nice hiking shoes. I had some insoles as well. So my feet did get tired at some point, but it never got to the point where I have to sit down at this moment. Sort of pain, I guess. So it's really nice. I got a lot of steps in. I think because I'd been running a lot too in the weeks following up, I think it was very helpful. I think, because part of me, I wanted to kind of start getting back into the swing of being more active again since I knew I was going to be walking a lot, so I made sure to start running. Hiking stream when? Oh my gosh, that'd be interesting. Maybe next time I travel somewhere, I could maybe figure out the logistics of a hiking stream. I don't know, maybe. Or, yeah. Maybe you can figure something out. Alex V, thank you so much for the dono. So happy to hear about your trip and how much fun you had. I had a lot of fun. Yeah. I hope to go to Japan next year. So I wonder if there are any places you would recommend to anyone planning a trip. Is this your first time, Alex? If it's your first time, second time, third time, I think my answer would change. Depending. And also, like, what do you like? Do you like nature? Do you like food? Do you like museums? Like, what is your go-to? First time. First time in Japan. Wow. I'm trying to think of what I did the first time in Japan. Did you go to Nara and say, oh dear? I did not go to Nara and say, oh dear. Oh my gosh, I should have done that. Let's see. But let me think about that, Alex, as you kind of give me your travel preferences. Nature and museums sound like a nice time. Oh, well then go to the places that I went. Definitely go to the Edo Tokyo Museum. I think that's a big museum to go to. If you like Ghibli, I think also the Ghibli Museum was a nice, museum. It's a little small compared to some of the bigger museums. In Ueno, like Ueno Park, they have like the national, like Tokyo National Museum. That's a really cool one. And right next door they have like a science one. But if you're not a big fan of science, it might not be as cool. But the Tokyo National Museum was really cool. And I think they have an art, exhibit next door, nearby. And Ueno Zoo is also in that area, so that'd be really cool. Nature. I think if you're in like the main Tokyo area, I think Meiji Shrine is really cool because it's like you go from like the hustle and bustle of like Harajuku, and then you walk into the Meiji Shrine and like 5 minutes in, you forget that you're in the city. It's really cool. I also would recommend Nikko, the place that I went to that Shogun created a guide for. Ramen Museum, maybe. Yeah, if you're in the Yokohama area, sure. I think a lot of people who go to Japan for the first time usually just stay in like the main Tokyo area. I think it's the easiest place to navigate because there is a lot of like English sign. So if you're not like a strong Japanese speaker, I think Tokyo's not too difficult to get around. Demon Warrior, thank you so much for celebrating your 15th month as Idol producer. Glad you had so much fun on your vacation. It always brings us joy when you have the time of your life and make good memories. Welcoming you back with a big warm hug. Thank you. Oh my gosh. I will have to say, I was like really... So I didn't actually like have a lot of jet lag napping. I actually only napped for the total of like 1 hour today. Because I guess I forced myself to like stay awake because I wanted to, maintain my sleep cycle. But I slept at around like 11 or 12, which is a pretty reasonable time for me. I usually sleep around 12 or midnight or 1. And then I usually wake around 7 or 8. But I think I woke up around like 6:30. Yeah. So, yeah, I woke up at pretty much my normal hours. I think it was off by like an hour or 2. Which is not bad when you think about it. But I was tired. The tired that I experienced today was a whole other level. And I think I might be reaching my limit pretty soon. In terms of the energy that I have despite the jet lag. But wow. I so far I've been beating jet lag. I definitely won the sleep fight. I guess I'm really good at like overcoming that strong sense of sleep deprivation. Because I went to a coffee shop to get some coffee and power through some of the work. And whoo! I was tired! But the coffee really helped. And then like right before, I think it was like 2 hours before stream, I got really tired again. So I took a 30-minute nap. Yeah. So, wow. Hopefully tomorrow will be just the same or even better. Hopefully it doesn't get worse. Maybe I'm still on the adrenaline and I have more power than I think I do. Gosh, I'm wondering if I should go out and get food. Because I don't think a grocery store would be open. I could eat more of my snacks, but I don't want to eat my snacks for dinner. I don't know. Because I spent a lot of money on food. I mean, that was money that I saved up over the past 2 years, specifically for the trip. So I don't feel bad because I enjoyed all the food I ate. I enjoyed all the experiences I had, and like I stayed within my budget. So, don't feel bad about that because I had amazing experiences. But now I'm back home, and I'm like, I don't know, because I didn't hit my budget limit. So maybe I can convince myself, oh, it's still part of the Japan trip. Who knows? Maybe something cheap. Oh, maybe. I don't know. Maybe. Seems worth it though. Yeah, because I didn't want to like on my first day back completely unpack and go get my groceries and do all my errands. Like you want to take that first day to relax, right? So I took that first evening. I got food with my friends. I got some American food with my friends, and I just, tried to stay awake. I tried to unpack a little bit, but the jet lag really slowed me down. And so I was moving like the sloth in Zootopia. Oh my gosh. Rest well, you know me. I love working, so I did do quite a bit of work today. But if I was tired, I just stopped. I just took a break. But yes, I will have a good rest. Maybe I will go out for dinner. I'll see if any of my friends want to go grab quick takeout. We'll see. American food hits different after a trip overseas. Yeah, because I love Asian food. Like, I love Japanese food, don't get me wrong. And it was great getting Japanese food in Japan. Delicious. But I miss, like, burgers. I miss, like, American burgers, like, American, like, chips, snacks, things like that. So, it was really nice. And Physical Pickle, thank you so much for the 2 gifted. Thank you very much. And Alex Chung, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you for the comfy stories. Really enjoyed your vacation slice of life tales. Well, oh my gosh, I guess it was like a slice of life anime, huh? Welcome back. Glad to be back. I'm so excited. We have such an exciting week, and I have so many exciting things planned. Oh my gosh, I have so many exciting things planned in May even. This week we will be playing lots of games, and this weekend is Earth Day, and if you are free Saturday or even Sunday, Saturday is Earth Day. But if you're not free Saturday, you can do something on Sunday. If you want to join us for our Earth Day celebration, I will post it again I'll retweet it again on Twitter, and I posted about it today, I think, on YouTube community. If you want to take a picture of any Earth Day celebrations that you do, you can use hashtag RKNGL Earth Day, so Archangel Earth Day, on Twitter, and I'll be going over what I did on Earth Day, so I'll share more pictures and stories, and I'll be going through any pictures that you all submit and stories that you all submit on the hashtag, and it'll be fun, because this month's theme is nature and environment, and I really got to live it, even though I didn't get to share too much with you during all of it, but, you all got to see how much nature I got to experience, and I really just enjoyed my time, enjoying nature, touching grass. Yeah. So you all can share with me what you want to do to celebrate Earth Day. Maybe you'll go out and take a hike, or maybe you'll do like a no electricity day at home. Maybe you'll do like a park cleanup. Whatever you do. Maybe you plant some flowers. Maybe you just go out for a walk and enjoy the fresh air for 5 minutes. Who knows? But share your pictures, share your stories, and we'll celebrate the Earth together. Yeah, happy Earth Week. And then we have some exciting stuff in May. May is actually Mental Health Awareness Month, if you don't remember from last year, and I have some big events planned. So, and then there's the month after that, and after that, we have so much to look forward to. Chunky, thank you so much for celebrating your 13th month as Idol Coach. Welcome back, Rita. I miss you very much, but I'm glad that your vacation went well and visited Gen 1. Thanks for the stories and crunchy noms ASMR. Let's do one more, shall we? Oh boy, do I have the year planned out. I had a meeting today with my manager, and we were just talking about a lot of the cool stuff I have planned. I had an idea, and it's like much later in the year, but it was the first time I'd ever, brought, because I thought about this idea like 2 years ago, back when PRISM first started. I'd always wanted to do it, but there was always something in my like personal like schedule, like, oh, I can't do it, I don't have the time for it, or like I didn't plan enough time. But I remembered it again, and I was like, maybe I'll try it this year 3. I brought it up to my manager, and they were like, yes, I love it, do it, let's go. And I just, oh my gosh, I'm just so lucky to be in PRISM. And like, I know I mentioned this earlier, but like when I visited the office and I had like, my PRISM hangouts, I just felt so lucky to be a part of not just PRISM, but like the Sony family as well, because everyone is just so kind and so sweet, and like, yeah, sure, maybe we have like issues and problems, but you know, what team doesn't have like issues and problems, right? But what I love about like PRISM is that, you know, we really care about, I don't know, because I feel like it really showed when we were like doing our outing. Like, we had a couple of snafus, and it wasn't anything like, it wasn't like we were arguing anything, but there was a little bit of like a issue, I guess. How would I, an issue with scheduling, and you know, we kind of felt bad that the schedule didn't work out the way that we wanted to, but you know, we really just boiled it down to, as long as we're hanging out with each other, as long as we're with each other, and that's what mattered to me. So even though we went way off schedule, like I just enjoyed having time with, you know, PRISM staff, PRISM talents, and I don't know, like if we ever have any like problems, like, you know, we'll tell each other about it, like, hey, like, you know, I had an issue with this, or this made me feel upset, and I'm sure you didn't mean it, but this is how it made me feel, and like, you know, let's talk about it. And then we'll talk about it, and you know, we work through it, and you know, I'm not gonna lie and be like everything's hunky dory. You know, things happen, timelines change, you know, but at the end of the day, we work through things, and you know, we're very close, and I think that really showcased itself when, you know, I got to visit, because we all got to hang out, and like, I don't know, I really felt that, you know, PRISM and Sony really is like a family. So yeah, very, very cozy family, and we're good co-workers too. So yeah, I think, you know, one of the staff gave like a speech at we had a dinner together, and they were like, I'm just really lucky that we are all very amiable and we get along, and I'm very lucky about that. Communication is very important. Yeah, because if like something goes wrong, we don't not talk about it, right? We address it. We tell, you know, like, this is how I felt, like this is what I think we could do, and like we move on, and it's awesome. Like we work really well as a team in work, and you know, even outside of work when we hang out, we also like really get along. So it made me happy. So I don't know, this whole trip just made me really happy to know that I have a lot of friends that I got to visit, and yeah. So gosh, I feel so happy. So not only glad to be part of PRISM, but also glad to have so many friends that I look forward to seeing and meeting. We're lucky that you're lucky. Oh my gosh. I'm lucky that you're lucky. That I'm lucky that you're lucky. Does that make sense? Oh my gosh. Let's see. Ariel, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you for the lovely crunchy melon pan. Another one. And everything else. Here we go. Yummy. So wholesome. Yeah, I feel like that's just how PRISM is, you know what I mean? Yeah. The PRISM family. Oh, my throat made a weird noise. Did you hear it? It went bleh. That's how I would imagine a frog sounds like. Bleh. Gosh, this almost makes me cry. Wait, stop, because I could cry. Don't. Oh my gosh, I almost cried earlier. But like when I was like, even when we were just like sitting on the train, I was just thinking about like, and like, you know, we'd be sitting on the train, and like maybe I was just a little tired, so I like stepped out of the not physically stepped out of the conversation, but I would just stand there and like listen to everyone else talk, and like sometimes they would talk about work and like upcoming plans and stuff, or sometimes they would just talk about something funny or random they saw on the side of the street, and like it was just nice like hearing them talk and like get along and like shift conversation here and there. Gosh. Oh my gosh! Wait, I didn't get to... No, this is so random. I was thinking about the PRISM trip. I forgot to tell you about the green car! I rode the green car for the very first time. Shogun dad moment. So we all met up at a station, and then we all went from that station to another station, because it's, you know, a big field trip. So we wanted to meet up at the same like starting and station, so we could all kind of make sure we were all okay. So we met up at the starting station, and you know, we rode like one short train ride, and then for the long leg of the trip, Shogun was like, you know, oh, if it's busy at the station or if the train line's busy, I'll get us green car seats. So green car, so it's like, it's on the regular train line, but there's like 1 or 2 cars that are special. They're like reserved seats. Because normally on the trains, there are some seats, but for the most part, if it's busy, you stand up. And you like hold onto the railings or something. But the green car, not green card, green car, green sha. So I've always read about it like in textbooks and stuff. But in the green, I only knew that like it was like a fancier, you get reserved seats thing. So Shogun was like, oh well, if the train line is busy, if the train station busy, I'll get us green car seats. And we all look at each other like, because we had all never been on the green car. And Shogun was like, what? Because I'm sure he's been on the green car before. We go, no way! And we all go, green car, green car. And we're all like doing this like little dance, and we're like ducklings in a line following him to the green car. Well, we arrived at the station. And then we arrived at the station, and it's like normal. It's like normal. It's not busy at all. It's like very normal. We touch down on the platform, and he goes, oh my gosh, it's so busy. I guess there's nothing we can do but buy green car tickets. And it was not busy at all. And we all look at each other, and we get back into our green car circle, and we do our little dance, and we're like, yay, green car, green car. And we were following Shogun over to the green car ticket booth. And we're all just ducklings in a line doing our little dance, our little walk, and we're like, green car, green car. Oh my gosh. Shogun dad moment. And so we like sat, we were like, and so we got to the train, and it's like, which, because there's a lower level and upper level, which is not normal. In the train, regular cars, they have like one level. But it was like upper level or lower level. And we were all like, up, upper level. So we sat down, and it's like seats of 2, so it's 2 on one side of the, on each side of the aisle. And we sat down, and they're all facing forward. And, you like tap your transit card at the top, and it changes the color of the light above you, so they know that you belong in that seat. And Shogun was like, yeah, normally you can turn the seats around, but I think because of COVID, you're not allowed to do that. It's like, oh, that's that. First, like 5 minutes, we were like that, but then a train attendant came by, and he asked him, and he found out that you can. So we turned their train car seats around, so we had like the 2x2 facing each other. So we were like, oh my gosh, it's like a field trip. And I made the joke. I was like, okay, where's the free snacks? Where's the masseurs? And it was such a like a high-end experience. It was so funny. So we and oh my gosh, the seats reclined. Oh my gosh, and the views were great. Shogun and his PRISM kids. True though. Oh my gosh. So it was a nice trip. We talked a lot. We like napped for like a few minutes. Yeah, wow, my first green car, green sha experience. And we likened it to, like, how in Haikyuu, like the countryside kiddos came to visit the team in Tokyo because they were having like a match, like a practice match or something. And they point to like a radio, just some random radio tower. They're like, is that Skytree? Skytree, Skytree. And they were like, that's not Skytree. That was us. But it was very magical. That was us with the green car. Green sha, green sha. That was us the entire time. I meant to put that in the letter G section, but I put Ghibli Museum instead. But that was our green sha experience. Very cool. Yeah. I can't remember if I read your membership anniversary message, Fitzgerald, but thank you so much for celebrating 15 months. I did have a wonderful trip. Umberog, thank you so much for celebrating. Oh, I think I also, first of all, I don't know if I read Justin Curry, thank you so much for the gifted membership. And Umberhog, thank you so much for celebrating your 15 months as Idol Manager. Welcome back, Rita. Can't wait for more Mass Effect. I'm so excited. We're gonna have a long Mass Effect stream because I want to try to finish at least those 2 DLC missions. So, yeah. We'll see. Can't wait for more Mass Effect once you've rested and refreshed. Oh boy. I feel like it'll give me more energy, you know what I mean? And saying thank you so much for the super chat. I missed you all so much too! I'm really glad to be back. Yes, Leviathan and Omega, that's correct. I think I made the waiting rooms already, I'm not sure. Wow, this day was a blur. Gosh. Oishizo, thank you so much for celebrating your 15th month as idol coach. Oh wait! Green chat! Green chat! Oh my gosh. Demon Warrior says, don't think you have much left to go after the DLC missions. Really? We still have the rest of the year to go! What are we gonna do? Oh my gosh, we haven't even hit like the half-year mark yet. We're gonna finish so early. Do you think the new Mass Effect game will come out by 2024? Who knows? Both DLC missions will be at about 6 hours. Okay, maybe we'll only get one. We technically started both. We'll see. Maybe it'll end up being an endurance. Who knows? But thank you all so much for stopping by. I really missed you all. I couldn't stop thinking about, all the fun we were gonna have once I came back. And I hope you all enjoyed, what tweets I did send and the travel tune song covers. Those were for you to enjoy and, hopefully get to experience that travel experience alongside me. And yeah, of course you're welcome for all the covers. Yeah, I really wanted to, I'm really bad at taking photos on trips, but I know you all really wanted to see them and experience them, so I'm glad you all enjoyed them. And the travel, please. And a huge shout out to today's bread heist travelers. Oh my gosh, like in Genshin. Marco, Hyper Epsilon, Sang, Alex Chung, and Alex V. And thank you to those who celebrated their membership anniversaries today and also gifted memberships as well. They're very much appreciated. And I guess, as always, I'm the idol to give you the wings to fly. Cyber Angel, Rita Kamishiro, at your service. Bye! Hey. So like I mentioned, we are going to be playing that Genshin 3.6 update that I really wanted to play. I think I'm almost like a week late from when it came out. So glad I can finally play it again. I can only stream for like 2.5 hours that day, so definitely not going to be able to finish everything. But worry not, I'll do more Genshin the following week. And who knows, maybe I'll do a gorilla stream if I'm feeling up for it. But probably not. The jet lag will probably get to me. So we'll have this one this week and another one, of course, next week. And the week after that, probably, and a week after that. And then we'll do some more Mass Effect. It's been so long since I've played Mass Effect, and I really want to play more Mass Effect. And then I'm going to be doing a huge Sons of the Forest collab. And on Earth Day, too. So in the morning and afternoon and early evening, I'll be doing some outdoorsy stuff on my own, which I will share with you all on Sunday for the Earth Day celebration. But at the very end of the day, I'll do a Sons of the Forest collab with a lot of the PRISM girls. So daughters of the forest, if you will. And like I said, we'll be doing my Earth Day celebration, so be sure to check out my community page and my Twitter for information on how you can participate. But I'm just so happy to be back. I missed you all. And let's have a fun week, shall we?